वही चिपकता नहीं है। हो गया सॉर्ट। ओ भाई कितना गंदा लग रहा है, ये तो चीज है। छोटे पे ही रखो इसको, खराब है भाई। क्या इधर ही सही है। थोड़ा बड़ा करते हैं मेरे भाई। सॉर्ट है। ये सॉर्ट है। Why is there no data? Why? Why is there no data? Yeah, connection is fine. चैट में आ रहा है क्या? कुछ दिख रहा हूँ तो मेरे को यहाँ पे अनेबल टू कनेक्ट टू चैट, प्लीज ट्राई अगेन दिखा रहा है। अच्छी टाइप करके देखते हैं। अब टाइप कर तो दिया, देखिए किस पे रुक जाए। जैसा देखते आ रहा है, चल रहा है, सारा लाइट है। हाँ क्या यार, वैलोरेंट है भाई। बोले तो वो कंसिस्टेंट स्ट्रीमर हो गेले, रोज आके बैठे गेले। अरे बाप रे, 299.2 MB का अपडेट आएला भाई। काश मेरा ये क्यू वाला बग फिक्स हो जाए। क्यू दबाते हैं तो वो मेरी एबिलिटी नहीं होती कोई उस पर। मतलब क्यू बटन पे मैं मेरी कोई एबिलिटी असाइन नहीं कर सकता। आई डोंट नो व्हाई। मतलब कर देता हूं मैं असाइन, बट फिर क्या होता है, क्या होता है फिर? हाँ फिर होता ये है कि मैं यूज नहीं कर पाता वो एबिलिटी को। क्यू दबाऊ ना तो कुछ होता नहीं है। मैं असाइन तो कर दूं, सॉरी सॉरी। चलो भाई, टू गाने बजाऊं क्या? इसको क्या हो गया? चल जा भाई। एक पहले डेथ मैच खेलने दो। ये मॉडरेटर अपने कोई काम में नहीं है।
Match found.
इसका कम करना है। क्या हो गया? मैच फाउंड तो चालू तो कर। हाँ, टेकी खाएंगे बे, वो सामने वाली जेट मारेगी।
Death match. Warm up.
हाँ, तुम अभी से हाइपिंग दे दो। अभी तो FPS आया भी नहीं है। इसको पता भी नहीं चला किधर से कौन आया। ये प्री फायर शॉट थी वे अपनी, थोड़ा और सिर्फ थोड़ा और स्प्रे कंट्रोल किया रहता ना। ये मरा कैसे नहीं बे? इतनी तो मारी इसको। लुजी पे लगी तो दोनों रन गिर गए थे। I don't even know कहाँ से आ रहे थे। Phantom is the better gun. Not now.
They think they know pain. They can't begin to comprehend it.
Fight.
I will be their nightmare.
Okay. तो देख गया, इसको मैं मारेगा, फिर मैं इसको मारेगा। खाया बे। वन टैप तो दे दे भाई। नाइस शॉट। अरे उसकी 4 पहले कैसे निकल गई भी? शूट करना तो दोनों साथ में स्टार्ट किए। नाइस शॉट। ओए साला मैं ऊपर चढ़ रहा, ये आ गया। वन टैप नहीं। 124 भाई, 4 तो दिया मैं उसको, फिर कैसे 124? 4 में वो यूरो साला आ जाए, इसमें डैमेज फॉल ऑफ होता है फैंटम का। लगा के बैठे हैं वे। भाई लॉन्डे लगा के बैठे हैं। ओए मैं मारना छोड़ दिया, बोला हो गई। भाई फैंटम में मेरे साथ ये बहुत होता है, मैं मारना छोड़ देता हूँ, बोला हो गया ये तो। ओए एक ही स्पॉन किया भाई, क्या क्या देखो, ओए ऊपर नीचे दोनों से मार रहे भाई, क्या देखो। ओए कहाँ है भाई, कहाँ है भाई? पीछे है मेरे। कहाँ है? अबे कहाँ है? सही तो पहन रखे है। कहाँ ये तो था, कहाँ गया बे? ओ उधर से आया। मेरे को बिग ब्रेन करेगा, बिग ब्रेन। तभी था ना कोई मर गया यहाँ पे और शॉट पे। काल ये मरा कैसे नहीं बे? मैं तो सीधा हेड क्लिक किया। ओए कौन मार रहा? नाइस शॉट। शेरिफ दे गया बे। ब्रा कम ऑन, स्कैम है बे प्लीज। एक 140 क्या होता है? 4 शॉट खत्म करना बे। तू इधर क्या कर रहा है? किसके साथ खेल रहा था यहाँ पे? I don't even know. जरा मिड में इजी गन है पे फैंटम। जैसे कोई पीक नहीं ले रहा, जैसे भी नहीं ले रहा। जाना पड़ेगा क्या? फिनिक्स काल, सेज काल।
10 kills remaining.
आवाज कहाँ से आ रही बे? भाई आवाज कहीं से आती, बंदा कहीं से आता। साला लगा के बैठा था तब से ये। ओए कैसी है चीटर? वेट की वे। ओ बेटी तो कहाँ आ रहे वे? ओ लगा उसको, डिंग पड़ा।
Dominating.
पैंडल होती खत्म था ये बंदा। ए इधर ही कहीं स्पॉन हुआ बे।
5 kills remaining.
Should have killed her. किधर है? लॉन्डे है ही नहीं क्या? कहीं नहीं है वे। इधर फाइट चल रही, देख लो। ओ मैं आगा
1
भी।
kill remaining.
Disappear.
इधर आएगा। नहीं आया बे। अच्छा मैं 20 मार गया बे। लॉल, मैं नॉर्मली 19-17 मारता, कभी कभी 30 पहुंच जाता। फैंटम है बे। वैंडल स्कैम है बहुत बड़ा। फैंटम इज द गन। फैंटम इज द गन। चला गया बे। इग्नोर मार के। ये वो रैंडम था, एक मस्त रैंडम आया था। सेज आएगी, बताता हूँ मैं क्या हुआ। ऑफ स्ट्रीम हुआ ये। हाँ मैं और आयुष वो खेल रहे थे, क्या बोलते हैं, ओ ये रेप्लिकेशन खेल रहे थे। अब चला गया रेप्लिकेशन। मैं और आयुष रेप्लिकेशन खेल रहे थे। उसमें एक हम 5 सेज वर्सेस 5 सेज था उस पे हेवन पे। तो हमारी जो टॉप फ्रैगर सेज थी ना, ये बीन जो गया, ये इसने 20 किल मारे 8 राउंड की टोटल गेम हुई, 5-3 आ रहे, उसने 20 किल मारे, सेकंड में था, मेरे 4 किल। गलत स्कैम था बे वो तो। क्या खेलूं? एस्केलेशन खेलते हैं, एस्केलेशन में मजा आती। एस्केलेशन में मेरे जैसे डब्ल्यू की प्लेयर चलते हैं, टक टक करके जाने का।
Match found. Warm up.
तो फ्लड लाइट्स लेनी है बे, कहीं पे पैक ऑफ 2 मिलेगा क्या? द पैक ऑफ 2 वो वाली RGB वाली, पैक ऑफ 2 नहीं है कहीं पे भी, एक ही है अच्छी वाली। कोई नहीं, 2 अलग से मंगा लेंगे। क्या दिया है अपने को? ओ भाई मार दिया। हाँ, पहला ही राउंड वेंडल।
Fight.
Play for picks.
They're close. They're close. I'm rotating.
Reloading.
किसको मार रहा हूं मैं?
Reloading.
खत्म हो गई फिर। क्या कर रहे हैं भाई, क्या हो रहा है? स्कैम हो रहा है क्या? माउस थोड़ा, ओए इधर किधर आ गया बे? आजा, आया नहीं बे ये।
Healers down.
साला शिफ्ट वॉक करता।
Dominating.
इसकी भी फैंटम आ गई थी।
Get out of here. No, you don't.
ओ इसमें भी ऑटो रिलोड होता? आई डिडंट नो, आई डिडंट रिमेम्बर। लास्ट में पता याद भी नहीं है कब खेला था पे। 140 का है ये भी। नाइस नाइस। साला यहाँ पे कहाँ पे आ रहे हैं ये लोग? नाइस।
That's done.
रैंडम हेडशॉट दे रहा है। क्या मैं कैरी कर रहा क्या मेरी टीम को? टक 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 टक। स्लो हो गया था पे वो। पे आ गए वे, क्या करे आदमी। अबे कहाँ था बे ये? इधर था साला। गार्डियन पकड़ा दी, बोलते बाकी कैसे लड़ो। कैसे हुए आदमी से? सब थोड़ी श्राउड होते साला। गार्डियन पकड़ा दो तो कुछ भी लड़ेंगे। ओए आगा, मैं बहुत अंधा आगा। अबे साला एरीज पकड़ा दी। क्या मजाक हो रहा बे? मजाक हो गया, मस्ती हो गई बहुत बड़ी। कोई तो अपग्रेड मारो। गार्डियन भाई क्या स्कैम। घर पे ओए ले दे बे इसका, वो दे। स्कैम करता है इनका। एक और थी नहीं है। क्या स्कैम किया बे इसका? ये मेरा कर गया। एरीज आ गई, चलो।
You're out.
Dominating.
Sorry, bro.
किन है लिए मरा कैसे नहीं? वो मरा कैसे नहीं? उसने गंदे हेडशॉट्स खाया फिर भी मरा नहीं। जब मैं और ये साइफर कैरी मार रहे हैं क्या? कोई वांदा नहीं। कहाँ से आ रही है? कॉल
Heads up.
कहाँ बैठी है ये भी यार? स्कैम हो गया। मारे बे। उनका मारे। ओहो 5 व्यूअर्स, क्या बात है। नाइस नाइस साइफर दे बे। अबे नाइफ की भाई। भाई नाइफ हो गया भाई। नहीं भाई, ओ भाई ओ भाई। ए चीटिंग है ना, देखो तो बीच में से चीटिंग करे वो ना चले ना। ये देख लो,
Reloading.
आ जाओ आ जाओ। एक भी नहीं मरी। अबे भाई क्या टट्टी है बे। ओए ये बहुत बड़ा स्कैम था, मैं कुछ नहीं कर सक रहा। अबे तो टीम लेवल अप है तो मैं भी तो टीम में हूँ, मेरे को भी दो भाई। स्कैम था वो, ये इधर जो पड़ा मैं स्कैम था। मर गए, अंदर जाके मारना पड़ेगा। ओए 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 मिस हो गया।
Down.
हार गए बे। मिस्टेक हो गया। गंदा मरा वो साला। नाइफ हुआ जब इधर 5 कॉन्करेंट व्यूअर्स आए तभी मेरे को नाइफ हो मिलता। साइफर और मैं स्कैरी किए। अबे ये कहां से आ गई? एक और खेलते हैं, मजा तो आई। कोई ऑनलाइन नहीं है, मैं उसको पूछता हूँ जिसको अपने कॉम्पी अनलॉक करवाई है। आया है, आयुष आ रहा है, उसके साथ ही खेलते हैं। आज क्लिप्स निकालनी है अपने को कुछ भी करके। कल भाई, कल मैं स्ट्रीम नहीं कर रहा था, कल रात को या उसके साथ खेला मैं हेवन पे। मैं वो जज के साथ एस लिया, जज लेके स्टार्टिंग से जज से मारे सब, गया टक टक 2 को मारा, डिफेंस में था, फिर मिड से गया बी में से, उधर 2 आए, 2 को टक टक लिया, फिर 3 पता नहीं किधर थे, एक ये लोग फ्लैंक लड़ रहे थे, तब तक मैं वो स्पाइक ड्रॉप हुई थी। अच्छा नहीं, मैं अटैक पे था, हम अटैक पे थे, हम गए, मैं स्पाइक प्लांट कर रहा था, ये लोग साला कोई कवर नहीं देता है मेरे को, मैं इतना मगध गर्म हुआ कल मेरा, मैं जाके स्पाइक प्लांट कर रहा हूँ, ब्रिम बनकर प्लांट कर रहा हूँ, हर बार मेरे को आजू बाजू से आके मार के जा रहे, ये कोई साला कवर नहीं देता। मैं उधर बी पे प्लांट कर रहा हूँ, हम 5 लोग जिंदा है, ठीक है, वो चारों घूम रहे, इधर उधर घूम रहे पूरे हेवन में, वो आयुष बैक स्टैप देख रहा, 2 लोग लर्क पे जा रहे, इधर मेरे पास कोई है नहीं, मैं प्लांट कर रहा हूँ, तो मैं सोचा 2 बार हुआ बी पे, तो मैं सोचा इस बार मैं ना जज लेके बैठता हूँ, पकड़ मैं उधर बैठूंगा, कोई आएगा सीधा मुंह पे, वही हुआ। मैं जाके प्लांट किया, राइट साइड से उनका ब्रीच आया, उसको दिया, फिर पीछे घूम के बैठा था, तो उनकी उधर से ही सीलिंग से सेज भी आई, उसको भी दिया। फिर मैं क्या किया, ये लोग बैक स्टेप पे थे और वहां पे 2 लोग थे, मेरे को मिनी मैप पे दिखा, ब्रिम था ना, और अल्ट था, मैं अल्ट कर दिया, मैं बोला माचुद है जो भी हो, आई डोंट केयर, मैं अल्ट कर दिया, तो मेरे अल्ट में एक मरा, मैं बी से बाहर आके मेरे अटैक स्पॉन की साइड उधर खड़ा था, अल्ट देख रहा था, लेफ्ट से सेज बोल रहा हूँ, दूसरे 2 बाकी थे, वो आए, उनको लिया जज से, इसकी मासी का ये सीधा। ये पार्टी क्लोज कर बे,
भाई तेरे कमेंट्री सुनने में ज्यादा मजा आ रहा है, तो
है ना,
पार्टी में ऑलवेज चैट चालू कर दे।
अरे भाई क्या भाई, वो बोल रहा हूँ तो कमेंट्री के अलावा ये टक टक बहुत आएगा कीबोर्ड का, चल करता हूँ जल्द, तो वहां जाए।
भाई मैं कब से देख रहा हूँ, तूने डेथ मैच चालू किया ना, तब से
रेडी
मजा आ गया।
कहाँ से होता है ऑटोमेटिक?
मैं आए 1 मिनट में पानी भर कर।
हाँ इसकी जरूरत नहीं है भाई फिलहाल, तो वी रख देते, हो गया ना, रेडी, चालू है ऐसे ही अपने आप।
Match found.
कॉम्पी खेल रहे, ओ ब्रिम लेना पड़ेगा अबे। 5 लोग आ गए थे बे आयुष, ये तो गया है रानी वानी पर।
They think I'm an old dog? I'll show them just how many tricks I know.
अपनी एक क्लिप बाइंड पे ही आई है ब्रिम के साथ। Boy rock and roll, okay. Satan returns.
बाइंड आया बे, बाइंड यार
मिस्टी
भाई, सेज, हाँ भाई फिनिक्स खेलो केजे,
तो खेल केजे खेल, केजे तो हर जगह चलती, आई गेस उस पे नहीं चलती ना, नहीं पर हर जगह चलती है केजे, सारे मैप में चलती है।
उसमें कुछ काम की नहीं है, क्या बोलते हैं, ब्रीज में कुछ काम की
है ब्रीज में तू ए पे लगा ना भाई, आज ही मैं एक क्लिप देखा, पिस्टल राउंड में 2 ले गई किल टरेट से ब्रीज पे, ए साइड पे।
तुम गए थे फिर शाम को नाश्ता करने?
हम नहीं, नाश्ता हाँ गए थे ना पर नाश्ता ऐसे कुछ किया नहीं, वो मुकला बंद था ना।
फिर निशी आई थी?
हाँ आई थी अंदर ही खड़ी थी,
उसको पता ही था।
कुत्ता मार रहा है।
अरे यार हेट दिस वाइपर।
अरे केजे भी है, वाइपर भी है,
देख
फुल
सामने
स्वेट खेल
सिल्वर
रहा
वाले,
है।
देख सामने सिल्वर वाला।
लाइट है अपने पास भी तो है सिल्वर वाली रेस और सेज।
भाई तो देख मेरा लेवल सिल्वर वाला हो गया है।
हाँ समझा समझा। ये तेरी दूसरी गेम है ना कॉम्पी में?
What this place used to be. Now it's just another
ये देख
graveyard.
टैब दिखा सबसे ऊपर मेरा आ रहा है मतलब
ये घोस्ट किधर गिर?
ऐसा होता है ना कि तेरे तुम्हारों में जिसका सबसे ज्यादा रैंक होता है वो ऊपर आता है।
ये ऐसा कुछ पता नहीं हो मेरे को।
ऐसा शायद कैसा होता है।
ना बे तो मैं सबसे नीचे ना आऊं।
क्यों?
तो ये मिस्टी और रेस सिल्वर है ना भाई।
तो फिर जिसका ज्यादा होगा वो सबसे नीचे होता होगा
आई गेस। सामने तो ओमन हुआ सबसे ज्यादा।
ये GLHF का फुल फॉर्म क्या होता है?
Launching smoke.
आई डोंट रियली रिमेम्बर।
गुड लक हैव फन। हाँ गुड लक हैव फन।
Reloading.
Rotate. Let's rotate. We can rotate.
Reloading.
Two people on B. KJ आजा वापस। KJ आजा बस काफी है।
तारा माटे मान जे गड्ढा।
Planting for showers.
हाँ ओके
कर दे भाई जिधर
Spike planted.
Turret out. Placing swarm grenade.
Launching smoke.
देख उधर अलार्म बोर्ड लगा दे उधर चला जा तू।
तो ready.
There.
पीछे
Enemy
अलार्म बोर्ड
defender spawn. Reloading. One enemy remaining.
इधर नहीं है।
I can bomb grenade out.
Easy है। Easy मैच है।
मजा यार नहीं बे आठ है।
Easy है बे।
Symphony of death.
ओह मन कैसा नूबड़ा था चलते मार गया उसको। फुल बाई दूंगा।
केजे को मैंने एक गोली नहीं मारी और उसको 66 का डैमेज दिया। मेरा टरेट अलग लेवल।
यहाँ भाई ये अपने क्या बोलते हैं ऐसे लो इलो में टरेट बहुत काम किए हुए। हाई इलो में तो सबका एम अच्छा होता है सब तोड़ देते हैं।
Smoke's down.
सेज वॉल
बैकस्ट्रैप देगी ब्रो ध्यान दे।
Sage wall there. Wall the TP portal. Yeah.
Wall raised.
Come B fast.
Spike down B.
See ya.
One enemy remaining.
भाई मादे स्पाइक लेके
उधर है टीपी में
Smoke's down.
मेरे को जाने दे आगे प्रेम।
Enemy spotted
बी
B.
लॉन्ग पे वो बी लॉन्ग पे
जल्दी जा
B long पे आराम से
जल्दी जा।
Reloading. I have the spike.
आजा।
जा प्लांट कर
Launching smoke.
Planted.
मैं स्टॉर्म पे खेला
पीछे से ना आ जाए। सोवा है
नहीं,
साला।
इतना लंबा रोड इधर से तो नहीं आ पाएगा।
हुक्का होएगा मोस्ट प्रॉब्ली।
Reloading.
क्या खेला है तुम्हारा भाई? घुस के भाई अट्टर नूबड़े घुस के मारो।
Good, doesn't it? Now do. Reloading.
भाई मेरे को ये प्रो क्यों लग रहा है?
कौन?
ये सामने
क्या लग रहा है?
मतलब प्रो लग रहा है।
Reloading.
कौन सा वाला?
तो अब
ना भाई ना।
ऐसी फीलिंग आ रही है वो लोग प्रो कर रहे हैं।
अच्छा थ्रो बोल रहा है मेरे को लगा प्रो बोला।
थ्रो कर रहे हैं थ्रो।
ओके
प्रो नहीं थ्रो।
ओके आई डोंट नो। बाई नहीं गया भाई मैं।
कितना थाप
Smoke
थाप
down.
जा रहा है।
Molly.
फंस गया बे मैं 2-3 के बीच
मर गया
में।
मर गया मर गया।
Healing. Reloading.
मार बेटा।
सेज क्या कर रही है? सेज कवर दे।
भाई मैं क्या
down
करूं?
B.
इसकी नहीं थी। मैं अपना टर्रेट लगाने के उसमें तो मर गया मैं।
Dropped.
टू टॉक रखो। मैं बोलता रहूंगा ये।
Still in sight.
एक राइट में था, देख के रहना।
Last player standing. 30 seconds left.
रीलोड।
टेलीपोर्ट है।
नाइस ट्राई, नाइस ट्राई। गन्स नहीं दी मेरे पास।
I'm the last thing they'll see before they die. Lucky them.
मेरे पास स्पाइक क्यों नहीं दिया? आई डोंट नो।
Need a drop.
वेंडल ब्रो।
ए जाना है क्या? ए चलते कि ए एक्सपेक्ट करेंगे शायद वो लोग। बी चलते हैं।
थोड़ा चलेगा। भाई फैंटम दे दिया इसने। पटक दे। भाई क्या नहीं।
Launching smoke.
चल भी एक क्लियर।
चलो ए चलो, ए चलो, ए चलो, ए चलो।
Placing alarm bot.
टीपी मारा उसने।
Placing sentry.
Smoke down.
इधर
Reloading. For you.
वाइपर और जेट टावर।
Molly. Spike planted.
दो शावर्स है, वाइपर और जेट शावर्स है, बाकी का नहीं पता।
ये है ना सावर? कैसे ये?
जेट
Launching smoke.
माइनस।
Open up the sky.
अबे क्या माधेव?
Bro what?
केजे सिटी
केजे फुल डिंग है ब्रो।
One enemy remaining.
Got it.
केजे फुल डिंग।
Last player standing.
वन बुल केजे वन बुल
वो सेव कर। वेंटल उठा ले, तेरे पीछे वेंटल पड़ी है।
मेरे भाई फैंटम ले, मैं तेरे को बाय कर देता भाई।
अरे चल कोई नहीं यार।
भाई ऐसा पैनिक मत करवाओ बे।
Reloading.
रेना फैंटम बाय दे भाई। मजा आ गया फैंटम।
Need a drop. Thank you.
इजी है बे, इजी है, इजी बे।
Reloading.
भाई मजा आया ग्लिच फॉर फैंटम में भाई। फैंटम बहुत इजी है।
ये फैंटम ही खेलने का।
फैंटम लॉन्ग रेंज नहीं चलती ना शायद।
चलती सब चलती।
Reloading.
Launching smoke.
क्यों मेरे भाई? चलो बी चलो।
Cutting their vision.
Smoke's down.
Reloading.
Molly.
Still in sight. Turret out.
एक एल्बो है, एल्बो कवर दो।
Spike planted.
Reloading.
अबे पहले उसको तोड़ लूं। रेना अल्टी तोड़।
One enemy remaining.
Almost over.
जाओ अल्टी टूट गया।
Predicted this.
भाई मैं फैंटम
Satchel up. Satchel up.
फैंटम इज द बेटर गन, इसलिए मैं भी स्विच मार दिया।
नो
क्या हो गया? नो क्या हो गया?
वेंडल इज बेटर।
अरे भाई वेंडल फैंटम भाई चलता है बे।
हाँ वेंडर भाई मेरे को बेटर लगी पर आज पता नहीं कि फैंटम में जा
हर महादेव
हाँ महादेव हर
बस गेम खत्म होने के बाद बोले
Someone get this?
के
Smoke's down.
ले लो उसको मार लो चलेगा। अबे मैं भी रिवील हो गया।
Get out of my way!
चलो 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 चलो
तुम उधर क्यों गए?
आओ पे कोई रेज आजा जल्दी आ। मेसा था स्मोक किए लाए।
यार कभी में बैठा हुआ है ओमेन, मैंने माफ करा।
ओमन 120 ओमन।
You're nothing.
जाओ एक ओमन 120 है बी पे ही है।
Initiated.
One enemy remaining.
जाओ प्लांट तो दो। देख के केजे।
दोनों जाओ
30 seconds left.
भाई गन पिस्टल ले ले हाथ में उसको मारेगा।
I have the spike.
Last player standing.
वेरी गुड एक नंबर।
नाइस थ्रो बे।
नाइस
Their lives are so meaningless.
नहीं नाइफ कर नाइफ कर
Might as well give them to me.
भाई मेरे पास पैसे के नहीं कैसे नहीं है।
रहना फैंटम।
Need equipment.
मैं सेव कर रही हूँ।
कोई बाय कर सकता है क्या? आई डोंट थिंक
तेरे को क्या चाहिए? अरे 1600 का मांग कुछ।
Need equipment. Thanks.
Need a drop. Thank you.
कितने को ड्रॉप?
फाइट मत ले सेज।
भाई लास्ट राउंड क्या गंदा थ्रो था बे।
Go get him.
Launching smoke. Molly.
Satchel out.
लॉन्ग अबे लॉन्ग के लिए कर रहा।
Spike planted.
मेरी वेंडल उठा लेते हैं तेरे आगे में।
आराम से
वाइपर होता है ओमेन एल्बो।
हाँ उधर है।
Yeah.
एक हुक्का पे
Placing swarm grenade.
एक एल्बो एक हुक्का एक
Swarm
स्टिक।
grenade out.
भाई वो तो करो। अबे तुम वो भाई स्पाइक तो करो पिंग।
बारे में
भाई मजाक बे।
करा हुआ था भाई।
भाई जल्दी कर देते थोड़ा।
एक बार मैप देखिए एक बार मैप
भाई मैं उधर ही खड़ा था अभी।
मैं हुक्का।
तो अगर तेरे को इतना पता है तो अगर ओमन हाइट देता है ना तो मैप
Need a
मार
drop.
सकते हैं।
Thank you.
समझ रहा है?
भाई टरेट
Need a drop.
स्वॉर्म थे मेरे यार।
तुम ड्रॉप दे दो मेरे भाई।
Reload. Thank you.
मेरे पास तो बेस्ट।
Launching smoke.
मरो मत बे।
अरे नहीं यार आई वेंट 2 दिन।
ये जो एल्बो का ध्यान देना ओमेन होगा एल्बो में।
Smoke's down.
Swarm grenade.
Molly.
पीछे देखना केजे वाइपर आएगी तेरे।
Embarrassing. Turret out.
केजे
Spike planted. Who trained you?
मेरा अल्ट है।
दोनों बैक स्टैब।
वर्ल्ड पे ही खेलो आप।
तू वर्ल्ड पे ही खेलना।
उसका सोवा उधर है तेरा सिटी में।
पुश कर रहा है क्या?
One enemy remaining.
सोवा से
Last player standing.
ओपन
तो ऑफ कर रहा है. अल्ट पे खेल तू.
अल्ट पे खेल मत मुंह ही
मार
मत
दे.
दिखा.
Open up the sky!
भाग जा.
अब वो सेव करेगा बाद में.
भाग जा नहीं.
तू मरेगा नहीं तू मरेगा. मर.
रील बच गया.
No one beats my firepower. I got this. Can someone get this?
भाई मारने पे क्यों तुल रहे हो भाई?
बस पैसे.
मेरा फैंटम.
Thank you.
अरे भाई उड़ीन दे.
चलें क्या? ये चलें क्या?
चलो.
3 जन पीक करेंगे.
मैं शावर से आया.
नहीं चलना. कोई उनका बी चला गया.
Launching smoke.
Reloading. I dropped the spike.
शावर से चल सकते.
शॉर्ट में जेट एक ही है.
एक कोई साला उधर भी तो गया था भाई. एक सोवा बैक स्टैब है.
Last player standing.
कुछ नहीं हुआ.
ये सोहा को साला वो किसने दिया पे?
तूने पेट देखा है उसमें डाल दिया.
Great knowing you all. Also delete my
बाद
hand.
चल अब बाई दे मेरे को. 1600 वाला ले कुछ.
बड़ा दर्दनाक.
अरे सेव कर लो ये.
Can I get this?
सेव कर लो भाई.
सेव कर ले भाई.
साले.
ये नहीं चल सकते.
नहीं ब्रेम आप ले लो स्पाइक.
देखो किधर है.
स्पाइक लेने के लिए वेट हो जाता.
दे दे.
I got the spike. I
Got
dropped
the spike.
स्पाइक इधर.
Smoke's down.
ओए 100 पहियों से मरा क्यों नहीं?
ये साले मोटे आवाज मत कर.
Reloading.
आगा जा.
Reloading. Placing alarm bot.
चल बे प्लांट.
Smoke's down.
हेवन ड्रॉप. तू हेवन से स्मोक नहीं करता.
अरे मैं लेट आया बे.
Spike planted.
मेरी गन ले ले. माधव मेरी गन.
Launching smoke. Molly.
नाइस.
तू कहाँ पे मरा बे?
इधर पुणे में बैठ जा. हाँ इधर उधर.
इधर खड़ा है ना, उधर से हेडशॉट पड़ेगा.
Player standing.
भाई बॉडी शॉट पड़ा. भाई यार बोला नहीं होता तो मैं उसके हेड पे था.
आई तो ना हेवन.
Oh, surrounded by minha família.
हाँ बे गए पहली बार.
हाँ बरोबर.
तू टीम में बोल रहा है. पार्टी में बोलना.
भाई पार्टी की बाइंडिंग चेंज कर दी है. कहाँ जाना
Stay
है?
sharp.
बी जा रहे. चलो.
जा बीबी.
Smoke's down.
Get out of my way.
Smoke's down.
वॉक करना साले मोटे.
Stealing sight.
Alarm bot out.
Molly.
अबे किधर देख रहा है रेस मेरे भाई?
Down B. Player standing.
कोई वांदा नहीं.
दोनों
गजब बे.
Last round in the half.
Last round to use our creds and abilities. Don't waste your firepower.
भाई पता ही नहीं चला किसको मार.
Reloading.
दोनों में से कोई नहीं.
इसलिए तो बोलता हूँ हेडशॉट की प्रैक्टिस करा करो.
लास्ट राउंड में डल भी नहीं.
मेरे भाई.
Got the spike. Launching smoke.
रहने आगे जाके ब्लाइंड कर, मैं अपना अल्टी मारता हूँ.
एल्बो में पहले होंगे.
Nowhere to run!
चल प्लांट.
बैक स्टैप पे एक, बैक स्टैप पे है. मैं ऑलमोस्ट मरते मरते बचा भी.
Placing swarm grenade.
Launching smoke.
कोई दो बे कवर दो.
Spike planted.
भाई कोई कवर ही नहीं दे रहा.
Last player standing.
मैं सब देखा रेस. गजब रेस.
Switching
Remember to
sides.
talk to each other out there. If we communicate, we win.
3A2B.
ओके सर. सेज में उधर स्मोक करूंगा. रेज आगे मत जा, इतना मैं स्मोक कर रहा है.
अरे इस दान में कीड़ा है बड़ा वाला, वो एक जगह नहीं बैठेगा.
Smoke's down. Smoke's down.
नहीं ये फेक है.
Reloading. Reloading.
Molly.
पता नहीं. बी है.
Out of charges.
Spike planted.
एक हो सकता है इधर सिटी पे ओमन.
One enemy remaining.
शावर्स है. हो गया. नाइस नाइस, वेल प्लेड.
Flawless.
We live another day. I know what must be done.
मैं घोस्ट कर रहा है ये राउंड.
Launching smoke.
Enemy spotted.
Holly.
लॉन्ग स्मोक
Launching smoke.
Found them.
रेज आ सकता है, रेना आ सकता है नीचे।
That's done.
Spike down B. One enemy remaining. Seconds left.
Not so tough after all. Shoot the bad guys. How's that for a plan?
सेवन फाइव था क्या इसको? आई डिडंट इवन नो। भाई 4 लोग देख रहे हैं। वेलकम वेलकम। गाने वाने नहीं बजा सकता, सॉरी। इधर थोड़ा अभी इंटेंस मैच चल रहा है, कॉम्पी चल रहा है। 100 होता था तो मैं चला भी देता था लाइक। ये है ना लॉन्ग। हाँ यहाँ पर
Smoke's down.
ये बी पे रही हो ब्रो, मैं जाता हूँ।
Reloading.
Reloading.
आ रहे क्या बी पे?
Reloading. Reloading.
Spike
Spike.
down A.
Enemy spotted A.
Enemy down.
Reloading.
अबे कहाँ है?
Remaining.
Reloading.
बी पे।
ओ ये, ओ शिट।
भाई क्या
30
the heck?
seconds left.
भाई ये कौन था? लॉल में
मैं तेरे को ब्रिम मैंने क्या बोला रे, इस बड़ा वाला कीड़ा।
दिख गया भाई, दिख गया, दिख गया बे। अरे थैंक यू, चलेगा, क्लिप मिल गई मेरे को।
Everyone note down your observations, then let's run it again. Reloading.
मेरा आवाज आ रहा है?
भाई से जा रही फिर
Need a drop.
सनी के बोलूं?
क्या हो गया? कुछ बोल रहे हो ब्रेम?
हाँ बोला था यार।
ये जो है ना,
नहीं आ रही,
ये जो है ना, ये रेज ये आपको है ना, आपको मरने दिया इसने।
वो दे
बिल्कुल झूठ।
देगा रे।
भाई पूरे 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 रामायण खत्म हो गई, अब ये बता।
Launching smoke.
महादेव होगा जावेद, महादेव।
हाँ आ रहा है भाई।
तो पार्टी में क्यों नहीं बोल रहे?
पार्टी में ही मिलना है भाई।
Cutting their vision. Spike planted.
Smoke's down.
अबे कैसा गांडी
Placing swarm grenade.
ये मॉली वेस्ट कराई भी।
ये जो स्वैम्प नेट फोड़ दे भाई अपना, ये जो स्वैम्प नेट फोड़ दे भाई। अरे इस मादर चोद को।
Reloading.
तेरे
Die. If you need help figuring out
someone
how.
get
लड़की बोलेगी तो कर देगा। सेम।
तेरे को मेरी आवाज लड़की जैसे लगती है, भोसड़ी के कल चले जाइए डॉक्टर के पास। मर्दानी आवाज और लड़की की आवाज तेरे को फर्क ही नहीं पता है।
सीरियसली बात कर रहा हूँ।
गन
रेना तो क्या है, रेना तो क्या है?
अरे गन दो मुझे, फैंटम दो।
मत दीजिए, मरने दीजिए मिस्ट्री, ये मरेगा तेरे को ऑप मिलेगी।
Launching smoke.
बीटे
Ollie.
Reloading.
एल्बो टीपी ओमन।
कैंसिल किया उसको, कैंसिल किया।
Spike down B.
ओए लॉन्ग है, जा जा, बहुत बड़ा फ्लैंक है, सेज जा। ओ स्पाइक इधर है। हलाल।
अरे ओमेन 82
One enemy remaining.
अल्ट
अरे स्पाइक शॉट पे है।
रॉक एंड रोलर बॉय। अल्ट
रोला
डबल सैचल आउट।
Those biometrics.
Stay in range of my stim beacon, and we'll mow them down.
आयुष को सिंप बोलो, सब आयुष सिंप रखो चैट में। टॉक्सिक लोग मिले क्या कर रहे हैं, स्मर्फ
Get
कर
out of
रहे
my
हैं।
way.
अच्छा
Launching smoke.
आप समझ गया मुझे। ये इधर है ना शॉर्ट, एक और वाह। और ये
ईवीबी
Spike planted.
साला ये अभी भी उधर ही बैठा है। हेवन
Welcome to my
क्या? अबे इसके ऊपर ही, केजे के ऊपर ही सब भागते हैं बे। मेरे को तो वो टैप मारते हैं।
initiated.
रेना आल्ट।
Last player standing.
Pathetic.
थ्रिफ्टी।
Pay
भाई
attention.
तेल लगाया
I learned
था।
something.
Need a drop.
स्टिम बीकन लूँ यार, स्टिम बीकन ले, स्टिम बीकन काम का है, कोई काम का नहीं है।
Thank you.
स्टिम बीकन तो कोई काम का नहीं। साला अल्ट कर देना था बे उस पे।
रेना फैंटम देना।
नहीं
के
Smoke's down.
Spike down B.
ये कहाँ गई बे? जेट? अच्छा जेट मर गई। ओके अल्ट कर दूं, पट्ट करके
You should run.
अल्ट कर देता।
Open up the sky.
सॉरी मेरे को लगा। सॉरी
One enemy remaining. Spike down B. They don't have a single life worth saving.
ब्रे मेरे
Launching smoke.
लॉन्ग पर थोड़ा आगे स्मोक दे दे ताकि मैं आगे निकलूं।
किधर आगे? बी पे चल रही फाइट, दोनों की चल रही फाइट। ओ भाई मर गए।
Spike down A.
भाई मैं इधर उधर भाग रहा हूँ स्पॉन में, ये लोग मर भी गए। की माँ का
Match point.
गजब बे।
Let's show them out.
चलो भाई, इट वाज नाइस प्लेइंग विथ यू गाइस।
Smoke's down.
Spike planted.
Launching smoke. Down you go.
Last player standing.
ब्रो व्हाट? चली नहीं बे।
They look like us, but are they us? I have so many questions.
Smoke's down.
Enemy spotted A. Healing you. Reloading.
Molly.
Spike down A.
Nowhere
वो
to
लैंप
run.
और एक लैंप।
साला मेरे को ले गया।
लैंप्स में
One enemy remaining.
ओ यार इतना लेट है।
Spike spotted A.
एक से मारो भाई, तो धीरे से
Satchel out.
Last player standing.
ओ भाई, ओ भाई ये गलत हो गया।
अरे आराम से मार, स्पाइक तेरे सामने है, वो लैंप्स में बैठा हुआ है, बैठा रहने दे। मार अभी मार, अबे आगे से जा, आगे से जा जा जा, वो ड्रोन पर है। धीरे
Defenders win.
Never had a doubt.
इजी बोलते, इजी। उसकी वेट करने की, वो आएगा सामने मरने। क्या है बे? हार्ड कैरी। ओ भाई इक्विप टाइटल। ओ भाई आयुष भाई, चालू ही है भाई पार्टी वॉइस। तो बंद क्यों है? बंद किसने किया पार्टी वॉइस? ऑन ही है। ऑन तो है भाई। What the heck? भाई ऑन है भाई, ऑटोमेटिक ले लो। ऑन है भाई, चालू कैसे करूँ? ऑन है। भाई ऑन है भाई, भाई क्या स्कैम है? अबे ऑन तो है ऑटोमेटिक। वी ऑल सेटिंग दिस फकिंग ऑडियो। सब ऑन है पैन वॉइस चैट party voice chat on automatic the fuck's going on I don't know अरे उनको ऐड करेंगे क्या साला होता नहीं ऐड बैक करेंगे कि नहीं लेकिन अपन कर देते अपन अच्छा के लिए ब्रिम ब्रिम का काम किया इसको नहीं वो रहना थी इसको भी भेज ही देते क्या ही है सेज का काम नहीं कोई ज़्यादा वो करेगा तो नहीं बट देख लेते भाई चालू तो है what the fuck is going on off on it is on dude what the heck to talk see my calls हाँ भाई चालू है भाई हाँ भाई अबे भाई चला गया क्या ये एक ही खेल नहीं थी इसको आई डोंट नो बे मैं मूत के आया अरे कम से कम चैट में लिख दे एक ही खेलनी है कि क्या है आ रहा है कि नहीं देख तो रही है 4 लोग देख रहे हैं जब यूजुअली 1-2 देखते हैं 4 देख रहे आया मैं आयुष शायद रीस्टार्ट मारने की है कि हाँ देगा आगे हाँ भाई अब आ रही है आवाज साला एक तो एक बार सेट हो गया फिर से बुलाने में मान दे हाँ भाई क्या हाँ रेडी चलो
ऐड किया किसी ने तो
देखो रुक जा
अनरेटेड खेले था क्या लास्ट मैच
नहीं कॉम्पी खेले थे
कर कॉम्पी मतलब मेरे
भाई अनरेटेड खेले थे कॉम्पी खेले थे
कॉम्पी थी
हाँ भाई कॉम्पी जी
सोचा भाई इतनी मेहनत करने के बाद क्या फायदा
अपन में सब आयरन और वही थे ब्रॉन्ज ये कौन जेट थ्रो कर रहा था ना उसने लिखा था बीच में बेन खेल रहा है लाइटर कौन है वो नहीं की बे एक्सेप्ट नहीं की
अच्छा तो अपन भी खेले
हाँ
अच्छा तो अपन भी खेले वो अकेले थोड़ी खेले
कौन अच्छा खेले किसका बोल रहा है तू
अपने दो
हाँ तो मैं तो जोरदार ही खेलता ब्रिम डिफ है, ब्रिम लो, ब्रिम बेस्ट एजेंट है। ये तेरा पिंग तो देख,
कितना आ रहा है? 46
वो अभी आया, मैं पहले देखा 99 था। सिंगापुर खेलेंगे क्या?
यहाँ क्यों?
सिंगापुर में वो आते, बच्चे लोग आते ये रैंक पे।
पर भाई अपन कुछ नहीं कर पाए।
नहीं, मेरा तो 78 है पिंग, आई कैन प्ले।
सिंगापुर में
हाँ,
मेरा 107 है।
उधर मुंबई में हो ना अपने, तो सिंगापुर में 50 आता है।
Match found.
है ना, सही बोला ना?
ले रहा माधव
ब्रेम।
They think I'm an old dog.
मैं वो competitive में तो ब्रेम ही लेता।
I know.
सेज वरना मैं पिंच आहा गॉड बच्चा
बुचर है वे।
नहीं बोला मैं,
बच्चर बोला साले। लिया नहीं, तू तो ले ले। अच्छा, इसने इसका भी फिक्स नहीं है अभी।
सेज नहीं लेता तो फिर मैं फिनिक्स ले लेता वैसा।
वाह,
पे साइफर ट्रैप्स
इतना टाइम क्यों ले रहा? ये मैं 4G पे चलाता।
It always feels like Raina is after me personally. Does anyone else feel that way? No? Just me?
रैंडम एड्स आती है इंस्टाग्राम पे, कुछ भी ऐड आती। ओह, माय थर्ड एक्चुअली माय सेकंड फेवरेट मैच।
अटैकिंग में पहले जितने निकाल लूंगा।
मारेगा तुम्हारे भाई, टकले बजाएगा।
लगता था सामने वाला कर रैंक दिखता था।
वो तो हाइड कर सकते हैं ना।
नहीं, पहले रैंक दिखता ही था।
मर गए।
Bomb buddy out. Reloading.
Launching smoke.
पीछे कौन मारा? एक मिनट आया। मैं रेडी नहीं था पे, यूं करके खेल रहा हूँ। तो यूं क्या खेलना पड़ेगा क्या? ओके। जेट साला हो गया बे, स्मर्फ हो गया। राइट में गया, राइट में गया सेज।
Player standing.
ओमन बहुत मारा।
Spike down B.
Found them. I got the spike.
स्कैम किया इसके साथ एंटी।
भाई मैं दोनों को मार देता, कसम से दोनों को मार देता।
हाँ
Your jet is playing hard to get. All right, I'll play.
गए बे, ये तो हार गए।
गए बे इजी है बेसिकली।
भाई तूने उसके ओमन को नहीं देखा कैसे मारा है उसने हम तीनों को। टीपी वीपी मार रहा भाई सट सट करके। गए नहीं होएगा ये राउंड, नहीं होएगा। अल्लाह ये
Don't
नहीं
overthink it.
होएगा।
That's my job.
मैं इधर खड़ा हूँ मास्क, इधर कोई स्मोक नहीं होगा।
Reloading.
अरे भाई कवर यार।
अबे डिंक खाई बे, डिंक खाई 105।
Spike down B.
कवर तो दो।
अरे पर वो जज में हम आते हैं अपन सब मरते थे भाई।
ये देख।
Last player standing.
बोल रहा हूँ पे बहुत हार्ड है पढ़ना। ये इसको देख।
Bomb bite out.
भाई रेज इतना पीछे क्यों खेल रहे हैं, साथ में खेलना यार।
50% कहाँ वापरा रहा है मेरा? मैं क्या यूज किया? कैसे यूज हुआ मेरा 50%? I don't even fucking know.
ओह भाई 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 लाइन नहीं देते थे।
भाई स्कैम हो रहा है, तो क्या हो गया? फोर्स बाय करना पड़ेगा। फोर्स बाय करूँ कि बाद के लिए सेव करूँ? कितना मिलता है अगर मैं ये लेता? 42। हाँ तो बाद सेव करते चलोगे।
चल महादेव चल इजी है।
Smoke's down.
ऊपर क्यों मार रहा था बे? मर गए।
चल चल रोटेट 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 आजा 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 आजा। रोटेट 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 रोटेट
रोटेट बी सेज, रोटेट बी। खाया बे मैं।
I camp long term.
Down you go. Our carrier's down.
Spike down A. Last player
अबे मैं
standing.
कहाँ देख रहा बे? मैं कहाँ देख रहा हूँ? कहाँ देख रहा हूँ? ऊपर देख रहा था। जोन आउट हो गया
He
बे।
only looks composed. Their hearts still a different story.
नहीं ये बे स्मर्फ है सारे सामने। वो साइफर वो केज और वो वाला सेटअप लगा के खेल रहा है बे, बहुत अच्छे है।
भाई भी इजी है यार, कुछ नहीं है, बी पे आराम से होगा।
अबे वो जज लेके खड़ी है यहाँ पे, क्या बे?
तो भाई तुम दो
I
पास में
get
चलो
what I
ना।
want.
मेरे को स्मोक तो करने दे, इतनी जल्दी क्या है?
इधर बॉट डाल अपना।
Here.
Launching smoke.
Reloading.
Cutting their vision.
Clear. Reloading. Alarm bot out.
Molly.
Turret out.
हमें इधर वॉल पे किया।
मेरी HP देख।
Reloading.
तो वो हील कर।
Smoke's down.
चल 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 प्लांट
Found
प्लांट।
them.
Last player standing.
क्या प्लांट बे?
भाई क्या?
भाई बोल रहा हूँ नहीं होएगा बे, सब स्मर्फ है सामने।
I can hold an area pretty well myself. Make sure to cover the angles I can't.
थोड़ा ये कॉल वॉल
अबे सब नुबड़े हैं अपने साथ, क्या कॉल दूंगा? हो गया बे, जीजी हो गया। 13 ला रहे हैं, 13।
ये रेस तो पता नहीं क्या ही खेल रही है।
Launching smoke.
कवर दो यार।
भाई जैसा थी वो से
Your duty is
Still got it.
crazy. Here,
Smoke's down.
reloading sentry. Here.
Gotcha.
Plant the spike.
डोंट मेस विद महादेव भी इतना भी बुरा नहीं है भाई
Placing
आता
bomb
है
grenade. Found them.
पीछे से आया कोई।
हाँ देखते हैं
Initiated.
ये साला अब ड्राफ्ट करेगा मेरे को लगता है अल्ट कर दूं क्या उस पर अल्ट करूंगा तो बहुत ज्यादा बिग क्रेन हो जाएगा भाई इसका वो वूम वूम हो रहा पूरा
Guy.
आराम से पीछे रहे टाइम नहीं।
राउंड जीत गए भाई
Yes, stale tactics
हम
will
भले
only
मर
work
गए
for so
राउंड
long.
भाई मैं बोला कुछ नहीं है उसमें निकल जाएगा।
अबे मैं इतने क्रिस्प 2 हेडशॉट मारा ना इसलिए निकले
हाँ तो भाई तो वही तो तू कर सकता है ना।
लकी दे दे मेरे को लगा ऐसा हो पहला तो
वो है ना।
अबे पहला तो मैं ये सेज की वॉल पे एक्सीडेंटली चढ़ गया अरेना का ध्यान नहीं रहा
वॉक अबे वॉक।
Smoke's down.
यहाँ पे यूं होता है
Placing alarm bot.
भाई रेस
Launching smoke.
Still in sight. Spike down B.
गंदा बे हगाब में हगा बे इजी किल दा बे वो भी हगी मैं भी हगा थोड़ा वो होगी
Last player standing.
नहीं भी ये बहुत हार्ड है ये हम दो ही हैं खेलना
Paint? Check. Charges? Check. Brakes? Nowhere in sight.
भाई मैं क्या बोलता सरेंडर करते
भाई कॉम्पी है।
तो क्या हो गया भाई अपने दो नहीं खेल सकते हैं कॉम्पी अकेले
Let's make some chaos.
ऐसा लक पे ही चलता है मिड से जाते हैं ना
Launching smoke.
Placing alarm bot. Reloading.
Spike down B.
कैसा पट करके उसके मुंह पे सीधा
Out. Found them.
जा आयुष
Placing swarm grenade. Swarm grenade.
देखा बैकस्टेप था।
अब पर तू चला जाता तो
Ouch.
तेरे को नहीं ना मार पाती थी ना वो
What use कर? Use C. Use your C.
Last player standing.
लैग हो रहा है ये लैग हो रहा है
One enemy remaining.
अपना रेज लैग हुआ बहुत गंदा देख उसका पूरा नेट चला गया था 236 पिंग आ रही इसकी सैड हो गया अभी वो आया
Drink some
पूरा ही
water,
बैड
reload your mags, and let's get back out
साला
there.
मैं एंट्री फ्रैगर बन के जा रहा है इसमें ये चलना है क्या ए पे साला साइफर अरे लेट्स गो फ्रॉम मिड मिड इज इजियर आयुष टू उधर बी पे बैक स्टैप देख यहाँ पे
Reloading.
Right here.
यहाँ से शायद आए, यहाँ पे देख।
Let's go from
Smoke's down.
Spike down mid.
खाया वे।
Reloading.
Raise, go from mid maybe. Raise, go from mid.
Satisfying.
आयुष तेको ही करना पड़ेगा, ये लोग के पास नहीं है।
You will not kill my ally.
Reina, you have the spike. Reina, you have the spike. Go to B. Don't leave it. अरे,
I have the spike.
go to B from mid. Go.
Enemy in defender spawn.
30 HP. You go, Ray. So why are you throwing?
Seconds left.
आयुष स्लो है बे। आयुष बहुत शिफ्ट वॉक करता है लाइक। अभी 2v5 है तो तुम क्या शिफ्ट वॉक करके कर लेने वाले? तो घुस के मारने का इससे।
10 seconds left.
ये रेस को देख लो, वो देख रही फिर भी नहीं मार।
Player standing.
भाई बोल तो रहा हूँ अट्टर नूबड़ा है, नहीं होएगा।
I'm the last thing they'll see before they die. Lucky them.
What's going on?
Need equipment. Thanks.
I had one here.
Smoke's down. Molly.
Sage rev.
Reloading.
Wall and rev.
Cutting their vision.
Wall and rev. Sage revive.
Have the spike. Spike down mid.
Crazy. Our spike carrier is dead. Jet grounded.
So I was mid. Omen.
Player standing.
Oh, surrounded by minha família. We won't lose.
भाई सरेंडर कर दो। F5 अरे भाई कर देना सरेंडर। F5 सेज F5 प्लीज F5 अबे
Launching smoke.
Enemy spotted B. Okay.
Still in sight.
Placing alarm bot.
Smoke's down.
Initiated too slow. Placing sentry. For you.
Planted.
Launching smoke.
गन नहीं है क्या?
गन नहीं क्या है मेरे पास।
Found them.
पीछे से आया कोई।
Found them.
दो आए।
Placing swamp grenade. Enemy spotted. Swamp grenade out.
In sight. Cycle dead.
Enemy down.
Reloading. One enemy remaining.
Thrifty. Reloading. 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 Everyone makes fun of German efficiency. Ha ha. Just keep laughing.
Ayush, ये देख।
Use all my gear.
तू कर रहा हो?
Weapon here. Weapon here.
Launching smoke.
Bomb grenade. Bomb grenade out.
Smoke's down.
Enemy spotted mid. Reload. Spike down B.
Reloading.
Begins.
Variable removed.
जाओ शादी आगे मेरी गन पड़ी है वो ले ले
Turn out. Turn destroyed.
Last
अरे
player
पिंग
standing.
डिफरेंस ब्रो फ्लिक विक सीख यार
भाई इज्जत से शूट किया
तो फ्लिक विक सीख ऐसा क्या एम एम करके मारने का पट ड्रैग करके सट ओए मैं गेम बंद कर रहा
Last round before the switch.
We cannot
छोड़ चल एक और
have
सरेंडर
after
वोट
this.
डाल देंगे
Spend all.
इस बार है ना स्मोक सिर्फ यहाँ पर ही कर रहा हूँ यहाँ पे मत कर
उधर सेज की वॉल होती है
Together.
तेल
Enemy spotted.
Launching smoke. Molly.
Still in sight.
और थोड़ा कैंप कर ले नाइस कैंप दे
Mid.
नाइस तेज अलग ले
दोनों मिनट चले जाओ साइड
बादू बाइडा बंद कर
अबे ये उनकी सेज थी फक बे दिखा ही नहीं मेरे को
Okay. Remove. I have the spike.
क्लोज द डोर
Last player standing.
ये देख चक्केड़े मार रही
होशियारी
है ये सेज देख चक्केड़े मार रही है जनरेटर के
30 seconds left.
One enemy remaining.
क्लोज द डोर
प्लांट प्लांट
Spike planted.
अरे भाई लाइट है ले दरवाजा बंद करते क्या होता अबे वो उधर से आई ये मेन से आई क्या फर्क पड़ता दरवाजा बंद करते मैं गंदा मरा बे मैं टॉप फ्रैगर कैसे
Switching
Time to
sides.
stock back up.
भाई F5 दबा दो यार क्या ही खेलोगे तुम
Launching smoke.
Jet grounded. Enemy spotted mid. Multiple enemies B.
One enemy remaining.
Here.
Spike down B.
Okay, time for a protein shake.
Look your enemy in the eye. It helps with accuracy.
Press F5.
Raise you fucking donkey. Press F5 on your keyboard.
अबे रेस मूव F5 दबा.
Turret out.
Safety's off.
जितने चौड़ से F5 नहीं दबाए ना जिससे भी उतने से किल करके दिखाओ सालो.
Smoke's down.
Spike planted. Hello, baby.
Placing sentry.
Go get him. Nightmare's over.
Enemy spotted A.
One enemy remaining.
Killed them. Imagine if I died right now.
So funny.
बोलो जज ले ले. ए जज ले ले आयुष, जज ले ले, मेरे को दे.
कहाँ है?
ये रेस के नीचे. हाँ.
I can hold an area pretty well myself.
दे.
Make sure to cover the angles I can't.
दे.
भाई पता नहीं मैंने लास्ट टाइम किसको कैसे मारा.
ये रेस में किसे मारा मेरे को तो वो हो रहा है. रुक जा, मैं बी
इधर एक्टिव किए थे.
मैं बी में बैठ रहा छत लेके. Reina, I need you to flash and check if they come B main.
अरे मत.
Still in sight. Enemy spotted B.
अरे माँ.
Never क्या बोलते हैं? Never वो जो भी है.
Smoke's down.
ये जा.
Bro, mid खड़े हैं, कौन देख रहा है mid? अरे भाई ये सेज.
Player standing.
Once more into battle. I'm not tired. Are you?
2A, 2B, 1 mid. Sage mid.
Placing sentry.
भाई ए पे आ तो सीधा कॉल.
Launching smoke.
पीछे रे मत के उसको घुसने ही मत दे.
नहीं है पॉसिबल भी. वो पांचों घुस रहे हैं. और मैं ये रेस के साथ हूँ जा. No one A. Not yet.
अभी भी बी कोई नहीं है.
ये क्यों देख रहा?
Smoke's down. Out of here.
Spike planted.
Opponent killed.
Molly.
Enemy removed.
एक लॉन्ग होगी.
Player
अरे
standing.
अंडर हेवन पे मेरे को पता था इधर ही कहीं आसपास है.
One enemy remaining.
3 down.
Unknown, last unknown. मैं सोचा भी मैं किसी को तो दो को देखा साइफर को मार के. को याद था पैंट से नीचे.
Remember that.
जेट सॉरी.
You know what to do.
The hunt begins.
Launching smoke.
Jets grounded.
मिड से आ रहे.
I know.
I know exactly where.
भाई बोला मिड से आ रहे.
हाँ तो मैं एक को तो मारा बे, साइफर जो था मिड. अबे ये इधर ही है बेरी ना.
दरवाजा बंद कर दे.
भाई कोई कॉम्स ही नहीं है, ये लोग इधर बैठे हैं.
भाई ए प्लांट हुआ है. इधर अल्टी कर दो मादे.
Open up the sky.
फिर आजू बाजू किसी की आवाज आई पे.
Enemy spotted A.
सीजी हो गया बे.
Last player standing.
मॉली डाल दे.
टाइम नहीं है.
One enemy remaining.
66 दिया बे ओमन को.
Attackers win.
भाई माइंड फक कर देते बे ऐसे. साला पहले सरेंडर कर देता, अभी दूसरी गेम चालू हो गई होती थी. ओह माइन, अबे आयरन 2 से ऊपर ही नहीं आने देंगे तुम लोग. क्या करूंगे
भाई भगवान करे ऐसे.
नहीं बे, 2 नहीं दूसरे हैं तो बुला, बाकी मैं नहीं खेल रहा.
कोई है नहीं मेरे. एक एस्केलेशन.
हाँ एस्केलेशन लगा बोले.
Match found.
2 में मजा ही नहीं आती. 3 रैंडम आए, 3 का क्या भरोसा. हम अगर 3 भी हों तो भी चले. या 3 या 4 या 5 या 1 में अकेला. 2 नहीं जमता मेरे को. 3 हो तो साला फिर भी कोऑर्डिनेट हो जाता है एटलीस्ट के भाई 3 एंगल कवर हो रहे हैं. लगा कैसे नहीं पे उसको. ओ द फक. हाँ कौन किधर है, अभी तो लोड हो रहा है उसमें. तो ऐसा फ्लिक देने का ऐसा.
Going A. Fight.
ऐसा इधर गई गोली. आई डोंट नो. फ्लिक दिखाऊं तुमको. तो 360 कैसे मारते. इधर नहीं, इधर है. ये मारा. ओ भाई इसको बोलते हैं फ्लिक. फ्लिक ऐसा सीधा माथे पे. हार गए भाई, ये वाला भी हार गए. एक ऑलरेडी अपने उधर पहुंच गया होगा, देखना. अबे कैंप कर रहे. आई एम सीरियस, फकिंग सीरियस. फैंटम नहीं वापर रहा मैं इसके बाद कभी. भाई क्या भाई स्कैम हो गया.
Going C. Here. Enemy down.
कल
Get out.
FPS बहुत ड्रॉप होते हैं इसमें. मैं अभी कितना 40-50 FPS पे खेल रहा. यार हम बहुत ड्रॉप होते. पीछे से आएगा बे. अपना था क्या ये तो. लारे कैसे नहीं मरा. ओडिन कैसे नहीं मरा. आई डोंट नो कैसे नहीं मरा. सुना ओडिन था. ऑब्वियसली Hi. Bruh, I got slapped. तो क्या? तो वो एक को तो लग जा बंचो. मैं दो लोग का स्कैम किया. आई डोंट इवन केयर एनीमोर. अबे इसमें क्या बे? इतने छोड़े बे, एक भी किल नहीं आया बे. इसमें क्या बे? खेलो बे टक टक कर गए. खाना कोई? I don't even need. मारा. स्टिंगर ईश वे स्टिंगर. अबे मैं भी आया बे. ओ भाई अरे जीजी हो गया. I don't know how I killed that guy. Nice, no problem whatsoever. जीत रहे हैं हार रहे हैं हम? I don't even know. I guess हार रहे हैं. हार रहा है क्या कोई? I don't even know. एक तो ये साले वो करते. वही मार दिया बे. लाइट है. एक शॉट इज ऑल आई नीड. वॉज ऑल आई नीडेड. बट अब वो हो गया ना. ओ भाई भागो. मैं क्या? अबे उसके बाद जज है भी. हाउ डू आई फाइट हिम? बकी के साथ देख तो. बकी कोई काम की नहीं है. नर्फ आ गया बहुत बड़ा बकी का. पहले आई रिमेम्बर इट वाज समवॉट यूजफुल बट अब तो कुल नहीं बे. Fuck you, man. What a flick to the head. मेरा स्कैम करेगा ओमन. मेरा स्कैम करेगा ओमन. ओमन साला मेरा स्कैम करने आया. कहाँ से आ रहे थे? ओ फ्लिक आती थी टक करके दी. I didn't know early enough for him to. Oh, okay. काम का ही नहीं बे. No, I won't. पीछे से भी आया बे. हार गए. ये भी आ रहे. साला स्कैम हो गया. अबे किसको मारूं बे? स्कैम बहुत बड़ा बे. मारूं किसको साला? हर जगह आवाज आ रही बे। तो मैं मारू किसको? ये बहुत बड़ा स्कैम है बे। मैं मार ही नहीं पा रहा किसी को। स्कैम है बे। एस्केलेशन स्कैम है। एक मेरे को बस क्लिप मिल गई, उन दोनों को नाइफ किया। साला दोनों ऑफ कर रहे, दोनों को नाइफ किया। क्या मारा बे, मैं मारा बे। ये आयुष का। अच्छा आयुष के अब 21 बार कौन मरता है? मैं पता है 2 लोग को नाइफ किया जाके ऑफ कर रहे थे। हेलो गुड नाइट। मजा आ गई थी।
कल सुबह उठा ना देखो।
नहीं उठ जाऊंगा मैं। हाँ गुड नाइट। भाई बंद करेंगे कि थोड़ा खेलना है कॉम्पी वॉम्पी। अबे सिंगल क्यों नहीं कर रहा मैं, सोलो क्यों बोलते हैं, वो मन नहीं है मेरा। कितना हो गया स्ट्रीम को टाइम? तो 2 घंटा हो गया। 2 घंटा बहुत है। थोड़ा VCT देख के जाते हैं एक बार। जाओ अभी थोड़ा इसको रीस्केल मारो।
Comes together. The guava is kind of interesting, but I really need to see that final dish to see exactly how impressed I am. Because right now, the bar is kind of right here.
Ooh. How have you changed on visual based on last week? I know that was a bit of the controversy. Is Chef Nagin had a good dish, but she really you both got clobbered for visuals. She got it even more. Have you made any adjustments?
Sentinels का मैच है? Gotta be kidding. What the heck? Seriously? I don't know.
They got nothing, bro.
Yeah, which is trash.
As Ryan used to say, they ain't got no money, they ain't got no jobs. What's that movie, Ryan?
Friday.
Sort
of that movie and fucking Rounders.
Rounders is great. Great movie.
How do you remember that, Sean?
Trap me.
Because I would be calling strats, and this guy would be check.
Wow.
तो क्यों रहा है इतना? ये अपने शाउट पे तो बोल नहीं सकते कि भाई तेरा बराबर नहीं है। ट्विच पे नहीं।
Hey that man, he's mine.
Where is YouTube? YouTube पे देखते हैं। YouTube पे भी तो है। किधर है? कर रहा है क्या? वॉच पार्टी कर रहा है ठग? इसका नहीं देखना है।
I think that was a blind hunter's fury too from Sassi to get that kill. So expecting the position of our 10s is currently playing always around that 410. Caught him off guard, disrupted also the site, allowed for Vikings to get in, and to get that win was actually quite huge. So at 3v3, the battle comes back and forth. An owl drone that came out just to scout at the beginning from Sick into the mid side, but it's not going to surmount to too much information except for this reconner potentially that could see towards the bottom of the tube. It's just going to be hidden away by FRZ at the bottom of that ramp. So you could still lurk up towards this side. Shazam's in a great position right now, though, if FRZ decides to fall back. So a very, not necessarily default, but they're holding angles very aggressively here for Sentinels just to try to pin down FRZ.
Yeah, I'm loving this opening from Vikings. As they make their way back towards A there in the late rounds, we're going to see that 10s will pick off Sadiki. FRZ there in mid will be spotted as well. I feel like Sentinels have a pretty good read of what's going on at this point.
Yeah.
Where is 10s? Just trying to contact through our Vikings. 10s in such a good position, especially with the bait there. Empress popped by 10s. And there's still 5 players here standing for Sentinels, and the spike still needs to go down, but there is just so little time to do it. FRZ trying to fight against tens, and the delay is just so much at the same time for FRZ to
वो
try to contend with.
क्या होता
As
है?
he just walks into the angle that tens is holding with
Masters,
Empress.
Reykjavík.
Not going to be able to withstand that. And Sentinels pick up the round, and we're back and forth here, I have to say, Van. I mean, 4-3. It's been great to see that slow down. I like that from Vikings, and putting more emphasis around mid in the early round there. That was cool to see.
Exactly. Something that we don't see quite often throughout the matches that we've witnessed casted, where mid control seems to be left out in the open kind of, and working the extremities, the standard of running out the Owl drone or the Sova utility to try to push back towards the B side. I like the presence towards mid from both of these teams. And with that, though, getting that positioning, as we mentioned before, pinning FRZ in that tube side, Ten's playing from where he is right now. You always kind of guess, is he going to play a Raze? Is he going to play a Reyna? Playing a Reyna on this map seems to work wonders for him because of these aggressive plays, and he could dismiss aways on his kill. Sorry.
Oh, sick, doing a great job from the backside, and he's going to just go into completion here. Shazam up on the high ground. Ooh, just barely able to dodge that one, down to 10 HP. 2v3 here for Vikings. Make that a 2v2 as Toms goes down, and there might be some space, some breathing room after all to get the spike planted. There we go. Shazam creeping around, might find a timing here. Very dangerous. Dapper makes his way forward, goes down. It's up to Shazam here, 70 health. Can he make it work? Absolutely not. Denied by GTN. Great round again from Vikings. We've talked about the back and forth, and we get it here once more.
Little things as well from seeing Dapper throwing those slow orbs on the top of the A tower, right? I think they do that quite often, especially on the post-plant situation, so that nobody could really get into the tower and move forward to create like a one-way angle, so they have verticality over players running towards spawn side. And even this is actually really good against a team like Vikings, who in the first 2 rounds have been planning a lot towards this A tower side. So now they force them on the ground. You fight on even angle, and even maybe take the upper hand because you're rotating through spawn side on that rafter. But aim seemed a little bit more shaky this time for Sentinels on that retake. Vikings on point for that, winning that round. But this round here, we have an early ult coming out from Zoms. He's just trying to deny visibility from how they're playing towards this orb side. And are they trying to fight for the orb too to give it to Shazam?
There is still a drone available here for Sassy, as we can see. That can obviously be a good way to deal with a Viper's Pit, but they're going to ignore it entirely and just go for the run towards C. And you can see the rotation.
Picked up the orbs.
आप देखना है क्या तुम लोग को?
And there's the lockdown as well, clear on any sneaky players in any close positions. Gives a lot of space to work with post-plant as well. Shazam, oh, over the top, he gets 2! Shazam again! He did it yesterday, and here he is once more with the knives causing problems. Still more players to go. Shazam, he wants every last one.
Okay.
This
क्या
is a
किया
problem.
Shazam?
The defuse now
देखने दो भाई.
is being pressured by and here
Shazam क्या किया?
Gives a lot of space to work with.
मजाक कर दिया.
Shazam, oh, over the top, he gets 2!
Oh
Shazam, he did it yesterday. No time to stop it. Tens with the cover, and Shazam again, the X factor with the Blade Storm.
Nasty.
Is going to give Sentinels an extra round.
That is how you deny momentum for sure. So the ult, yes, it was a half buy coming in for Sentinels. They ulted not only to deny visibility into the A site, but also to allow Shazam, who was 1 point away from getting the Blade Storm, picks it up, and this is the result to it, right? You've mentioned it, Dan. Yesterday has been key with the Blade Storm against Fnatic. Well, he does it again versus Vikings. Unfortunately, couldn't get that ace, but at least it's good enough for spacing and allowing actually the scaling from Sentinels on that retake into the defender spawn, back into the site, and giving it a lead again into the first half.
And more pressure coming through to A this round. We got a Blade Storm out here for FRZ. Is Sodiki is able to take down Shazam. Rez coming through Chaos now as Sentinels try to hold on to the backside. That wall allows Sig to have position here, and he's going to be able to take down the spike for free. Sodiki is going to be out of the round now, and FRZ still with the knives ready to go, but this round is slowed down and it's looking good for Sentinels.
Showstopper miss.
Rosa.
I don't understand. I simply don't understand.
That was bad.
now it's down to Sassy,
was
looking
bad,
pretty desperate
bro.
here. Shazam were taken down, and it really felt like the momentum going into the
Damn,
site was so
Shazam-
good for
Shazam is
Vikings,
feeling
and then there was
himself
just a certain point where they just couldn't go any further.
क्या है score?
Yeah.
Bye,
Just a missed
13.
clearing, I think, because at that point,
Yeah, he's
somehow,
feeling
getting into sight, getting that wall up for Vikings, and
इतना ज़्यादा
looking
नहीं
for
है, I
basically a default plan to play the retake,
पिछले
this
एक
is
दो
an
round ही
angle that
खेला
wasn't
लगता है।
checked. Sick to be able to allow him to creep down towards low rafters and get that kill. Not only that, but onto the spike carrier.
Bro, ये कैसे नहीं
he's
मरा
down at 12
बे
HP.
Sick.
He swallowed the rocket. I don't know what was going on there for Sick, but he's got the blessing of Valorant for that time to survive that one. So
For sure.
6-4, I gotta say, you're right, Dan. The momentum was there for Vikings to take that site, but just not clearing or double clearing back into the truck side of the back of the A site allow for Sick and Sentinels to regain momentum of the round.
Yeah, definitely.
Sort
We'll
of
go
be
back to that point more because there's some
lucky
important
though.
stuff there. But once again, Vikings are going for this A site, and this time they're going to go
I mean, I guess
into a more committed fashion.
luck
Trying to
चाहिए
get that
रहता
backside
तुमको।
control. That cloudburst does prevent that
बड़ी
backside peak, but
tournaments में तो
Sentinels
भाई।
still have these positions to peak from the high and low ground to work off of. And it might be quite beneficial, but no,
Okay.
Vikings able to find the kills this time. And it's
ये
going to
तो
leave
हो गया।
Sentinels down to just 2 players.
Nice round.
And it seems like we've had so many rounds like this.
टक्कर क्या चल रहा है?
But then just almost
आज
doing the
मेरे को
same
लगा
thing the
उल्टा
next
आज
round
ज़्यादा
will have a
easy होएगा
significantly
Sentinels
better
के
result.
लिए।
And there it is, for the Prime Gaming flawless, no less.
कल EU की
I'm actually really liking their attacker side here, Dan, for Vikings.
कल
Because
EU की वो क्या बोलते हैं
that was my
उसको ले
biggest
गया
question mark again against Shazam. What do? How do you get him off of his position from the operator on that A site?
अच्छा इसलिए तुम
And the
chat
amount
नहीं
of
कर रहे
times
क्या?
that Vikings have been pushing towards the A site, but they're working the left side of the site instead of swinging towards the right, unless there's like a wall that comes up. If they are able to get Shazam out of his position on the left side of the site by truck, then they work towards the right side of screens and they pressure up into the A site that way, and don't really allow Sentinels to have an easier retake on their end. So Sentinels, to be able to win this round, they have to be on point. They have to be cohesive in terms of the chemistry for their retake plays.
भाई
which
chat
is
को
why it
कैसे करूँ
continues to be
मैं?
back and forth right now.
Refresh, I
Vikings are
don't know.
definitely putting up a good fight.
I don't
And
know how
Shazam
to
on those knives
refresh
at the end of the
the
round,
chat.
or sorry, the end of the half, is certainly a scary prospect.
To 100%.
Hunter's Fury is available for Sassy, and Sadiki is an ultimate orb away from a lockdown. So you see that control will be gained here towards the A site. I'm sure they'll want to get Sadiki onto that orb. Tens deals with the drone. Up by the pipes, he's a problem. And Tens will actually drop down on to 410, trying to escape here. They're actually trying to run him down. They are having success,
Oh,
in
भाई।
fact, forcing him away.
ना कुछ आ
So
गया
Shazam
भाई मेरे में
backside
वही नहीं
waiting
चल
for
रही
his
थी chat ही
opportunity
नहीं
with
चल रही
these
थी
knives.
लॉल भी
And that's Killjoy Ultimate. The
Kill
lockdown
next
does come
game.
through to force
Retake game
out
restart
Sentinels
कर।
from the site, which will give a lot of post-plant
ग्लिच कौन सा
positioning
है
here for
अच्छा
Vikings.
उसको बोला तो
And with that Hunter's Fury, they're going to have a lot of strength in this post-plant.
Yeah. And small detail too for Shazam to be able to escape
T-Lock 4
without using a
will be
dash could
uploaded
still be
soon
huge
हाँ
right
हाँ
now for the
बिल्कुल
retake.
अरे मेरे है ना भाई सुबह
All
उठने
coming
के
through
बाद
actually around 410.
सुबह उठ जाऊँ ना मैं तो T-Lock आ जाए
Castle
अब
trying to
तुम
dodge
चले
that
गए
Hunter's
उधर
Fury from Sassy as it goes forwards, and Shazam is still waiting for his moment, going forward with the knives, and does take down one.
देखने दो बे,
Tens
बीटी मत दो।
also able to do some damage. It's up to Sassy now. There's no more util after this shock dart. Will it be enough? The shock dart, oh, down to 6 HP Dapper. He survives,
अगरा था
and
बे।
Sentinels end the first half.
But I guess
7-5, just a mere 2-round
कॉम्प क्या है
advantage.
मेरे को कॉम्प तो देखने
And
दो
it feels like they need it.
Viper
Vikings are
खेल रहे
playing
हैं।
great so far.
Bruh,
100%. I do agree with that, Dan. They're displaying some great Valorant right now for the
Viper
region,
खेल रहे
really
थे
representing
अटैक
Brazil
में तो
so
ले
far
लेंगे
in this clash.
चैट रिफ्रेश हो गई अभी तक मेरे
Someone
को
actually
मैं
got
चैट
wins,
नहीं
right?
दिखा रहा
A lot
है
of
for some
players, a
reason
lot of fans are
मेरे को ऐसे कुछ
considering
लिखा ही नहीं
Vikings
है
to be
किसी चैट
not only underdog
Apparently
dark
chat
horse, but
नहीं
could
किया।
potentially win it all.
Sorry, माफ
especially
कीजिए।
if you're a Brazilian fan. So to go toe to toe right now.
हाँ भाई
versus
लाइट है
Sentinels
टीम
in
फिर भी
this
देख रहे
way,
लेती
Look at the amount of utility that gets popped
एक
up.
mod
and
है
it just, it's
दो
so hard to
बाकी के
cask because at the same time it's just
यही
trade
रेशियो चल
and
रहा
a
है
kill
पता है
after kill. So the spacing and also the trade ability from both of these teams.
रेशियो
has been
यही
on
चल रहा
point.
है
It goes back and forth onto the scoreboard.
मेरे
onto the kill
चैनल
feed
पे
on top
4
of that too,
मॉडरेटर हैं
and I'm
और
loving such
व्यूअर्स हैं
this
अराउंड
close
12
game that we're currently witnessing so far.
12 लोग ही हैं जो मैं जानता हूँ
Definitely.
जो
And
आते हैं हर बार।
straight away in the second
हाँ,
half
तो
pistol, we're seeing the drone used by
हर
Sentinels.
तीन आदमी पे एक मॉड का वो है
get that information, get the ultimate orb. The rotations coming through for Vikings as well. They're looking to meet this before it gets to planting a spike.
ये लोग की क्रॉस रिप्लेसमेंट नहीं है देखा देख के साथ नीचे रख के बैठा मेरे से सीखनी चाहिए नीचे रख के बैठा
and there it goes. Not really an angle here, I don't think, for anybody to abuse.
Almost
he does try with a reveal, but as we follow Saliki, we'll see if he was able to be able to do anything here, pushing forward. Post-plant positions are strong. Oh, that's an excellent shot there from Saliki. What else has he got in store for us here? As he goes forward, getting really close to these players. Dapper takes him down, and it's just FRZ with any workable amount of health here. That frenzy up close, and it's just not working out. Dapper is delivering frag after frag.
Easy defense था.
And just a matter of time here for Sassy. One bullet will do it. And there is that bullet.
कौन है? अबे फेलो प्लेयर्स को बोलता हूँ मैं कभी-कभी. इस बार मैं लिखना भूल गया, फिर मेरे को याद भी था. मेरे को पता है सच्ची में जब वो अबे मोंटाज जैसे किल्स हैं पर इतने कुछ खास नहीं.
Dapper still stayed alive because I was
chuckling a bit when he
got into the B site.
मेरे को याद था
he was having his burial wall up, ready to throw it onto the B site, and suddenly you have a swing coming out from the defenders, and he catches him off guard, where potentially that would have been a spike lost.
मेरे को याद था
But now you get what, 3 kills, a spike plant going on top of that too. Look at how close you're already into the res here. There was a big round here for Sentinels, and this res could definitely come into factor in about 2 or 3 rounds once you have a play like FRZ continue to push forward, trying to fight for these orbs, trying to build up his blade storm, and try to build the economy back here for Vikings. But with this round, it's going to be a slow hold for Vikings, stacking up towards the A side. Shazam's the one that's going to try to look for some position there, but the rest of the team are creeping up.
Classic ले सकते हैं जानती हूँ
it feels like Vikings have a good read of this now.
I guess मेरे लिए $1.5 lakh भी लगे ना लाइन पे.
And this is the thing though, is Sentinels cut noise and they're rotating back and forth, and so it looks like they're about to catch this push that could be in store here around A main. This is a big moment because close range
correct, clear
favorable here, but
clear
nothing doing for Vikings. Zoms will take 2 down, and that's a free A bomb site, and they know it.
मेरे जैसे हर कॉर्नर क्लियर करते
जाते हैं. No armor versus a Spectre, not easy to get that win. So like you said, Dan, open sight, forcing the hand out of Vikings to push forward and punishing them on looking for that information for Vikings. Should be working to be a flawless, almost a
perfect आ रहा थोड़ा.
And there it is.
There it is. All right, so 9-5 now in favor of Sentinels. We get into our first
tactical timeout आया तो मैं कुछ खाने का लेके आऊँ. रुक जाओ आने दो. कल साला मेरे को जल्दी उठने का है. आज ना क्या हुआ बताऊँ. अब मेरे को जल्दी उठने का है ना तो.
I want that knife so badly, Dan.
अच्छा भाविक ये बता ये इसका ऑडियो मेरे ऑडियो का सही है ना थोड़ा लाइक ज्यादा वो गैप नहीं है ना. मेरा ऑडियो ज्यादा आ रहा रहेगा लेकिन इतना ज्यादा डिफरेंस नहीं है.
round coming in for Vikings. You have a 4-round cushion for Sentinels. I'm definitely okay with them keeping the Spectre so far.
क्या होता है बताऊं.
Ready for Dapper.
अभी तक मेरा शेड्यूल आज मैं भाई 4 बजे उठा
शाम को. If you get a kill and put a Viper's Pit somewhere to deny on a post plant, very difficult here for Vikings to play the retake.
कल से उठना है सुबह.
And Shazam's actually going to take down Sassy early on here towards the A side. And with all this pressure towards B as well, Sentinels could reset.
आज मैं पूछा बाहर काका ने मेरे को बाहर जो बैठते हैं चौकीदार उनसे पूछा मैं क्यों कराएगा काम सवार उठो इधर तो बोले कि काय नहीं दिख रहा एक कच्चे रस्तो सवार रात्रे જ્યારે સુવો ને નોર્મલ જેટલું પાણી પીતા હો ને એના 2 ગ્લાસ વધારે પીને સુવા એટલે નેચરલી ઉઠી ગયા.
Rotate some players off.
Ready, try
stronger.
अभी मैं लास्ट 2 घंटे में ये बॉटल स्ट्रीम चालू की तब मैं ये बॉटल भर के आया था. अभी 2 घंटे में 1 लीटर गया. अब सुबह पूरा देंगे. सुबह बोल रहा हूँ सोने से पहले. कैसी लग रही वाइपर. मैं यही बोल रहा था एक बार वो हो जाए ना, गया गया।
So confusing to see exactly if you know
मैं ये बोलने वाला था स्टार्टिंग।
where players are going to be coming from, but
हाँ,
looks like
पानी
it's a
पी
good
जा
sense
जा
of it here for
भाई।
Sentinels, especially for Zoms as he lurks around inside that Viper's pit looking for any oncoming assailants.
Oh my
goodness, GTN
Okay.
knows those angles. Takes down
ये
tens from a
एक ही
distance.
nerf
With that,
है
maybe there's a
इसका।
chance here, but time is an
टेंस का एक ही
issue.
नर्फ है,
They've got to
ऐसे
move.
हवे में मारो
And it looks
कहीं
like
पे
the
मिल
movement
जाए
will
तो
be
होएगा,
to
बाकी तुम नहीं मार
retreat
सकते
and to
टेंस
hold on
को।
to
I
these
don't think so.
weapons. Makes a lot of sense. Very close one.
ये स्वॉट
It
जोरदार
looked
है
pretty
बे।
good though. I'm not gonna lie.
वो जो ज़ॉम्स लेके
I'd love to see the replay from GTN's
Oh,
POV.
ये रे।
Like we saw
अबे
that
दोनों
third
लाइन अप
kill
पे थे
on
बे,
the top through
मार
the
देता।
Viper's pit on top of green, but the first two, I'm thinking that it's also some random sprays through the
कुछ
smoke
खाने
for
का
those
लेके आया।
kills, and that is actually pretty good to hurt the economy of
अब
Sentinels,
थोड़ा
who
ना
continue to be
like
like pretty much
बेल
on the
खाई
run
थी
so
जिन्हें
far in the second half. And there you go. Look at that. That's pretty sick.
Wow. All right.
And that's the two-bullet dance. The two-bullet dance. Pop up, pop up. And he lands those shots. So they're practicing this so far. Despite having a composition that, you know, we said it, no Viper, no Sage, blah, 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 blah. It's like, hey, we're comfortable with our composition. We know how to play this. And they're playing it almost to perfection, where it's been a very difficult half for Sentinels on the defender side. But the attacker side so far has been a whole different story here, Dan.
Yeah, it really has. And Sentinels will kick this round off with just defaulting out pressure towards A and B long control. Very scary playing against tens. I'm very sure that that's you know quite an intimidating prospect. Team there with a Vandal just ADSing away, looking for the taps. Got to be very careful about giving up kills to tens in this position. You don't want to do it. And in the meantime, with tens showing that presence, we are seeing a contact through, and tens will get the frag eventually. He will not be denied. Vikings in for some trouble. It could be decent paint shells. You can see Dapper just barely escapes that one. It does delay the spike plant for the time being. Buy some extra time for the rotation. Oh, the shock dart missing there. I think again, in fact.
Yeah.
That's so unfortunate. And they have nothing left here, Fansili. They've been completely annihilated for yet another Prime Gaming flawless.
The idea was there. I think maybe losing FRZ early like that was a detriment for sure, especially when you're playing a Jet that you could try to dash away if Tennis is trying to shoot at you. But the way that they threw the recon dart just to combine it with the paint shells to deny the plant was huge, because off that, you're even able to throw the Sancho charges onto the wall from GTN, potentially break that wall. But again, because you've lost a player so early, it just makes it harder as an anchor player inside the site that you've lost. Much more difficult for the retake, and Sentinels just took advantage of that one for sure. And now they're forcing VKS, the Vikings, on an eco, and VKS are looking for the timeout to figure out what to do, potentially in the further rounds, right? You have a showstopper at this point. Do you want to try to fight for orbs too for Sadak so he could have a Killjoy ult into the next round should they not win this eco round, and try to figure out what to do? And it looks to be a hero buy so far for GTN.
Yeah, and interestingly, I think, was it from Masters when we had that statistic showing that hero buys had like a 38% win rate or something like that,
Yeah.
like significantly
What did I
higher
miss?
than just a sheriff safe round,
Damn
for
fine.
example.
I guess I missed
I think that
nothing.
was from Masters 1, and we'll see if there can be any success here from Vikings with this hero buy.
मैं क्या बोल रहा?
I'm
I guess
definitely
I
a big fan
didn't
of
miss
it.
anything.
I think in CS:GO it became much more popular in the recent
नहीं
years.
बे, Sentinels
Yeah.
थोड़े ज़्यादा OP है बे.
And I feel like it's definitely
फिलहाल
more
तो.
doable
अभी तो
in
तुम
this game
सोचो.
right now for
Sinatra
Valorant.
पे वो लगा.
To be able to have that on top of that, the
क्या बोलते
showstopper.
हैं?
So as you're
इधर
shooting
क्यों
away and you're
बे?
trying to run away from the
अभी तो
showstopper from
Sinatra पे
Sentinels,
बैन है
and you
खेलने
now
का. तुम
have
सोचो Sinatra होता था.
gain map control and
साथ
switch
में
over
बैन
to
जो
a Vandal,
टेंस ले
trying to
लेते.
capitalize on an entry with that too. It could
उसको
be
निकालो
very
कौन?
beneficial right now for Vikings on how they want to
Dapper
run this.
अच्छा
And
खेलता.
coming off
ये
this
Zoms को
timeout,
निकालो.
we're about to resume
Zoms
here,
को निकालते.
round number 17.
Sinatra
It
रहता.
seems as though right now for
Sick Phoenix
Vikings,
खेलता.
it's
Dapper से
sticking things up towards the A side and
Jet,
potentially just going
Tens.
for the aim battle
वो
from the boxes
Sinatra
of 410
swap
into A belt.
वो आजू बाजू ही नहीं आवे.
And it makes sense, Sentinels have shown
बहुत
presence
ज़्यादा
in
OP हो जाते
many
हैं बे,
rounds, and
Sinatra
we've got
रहता
the
था.
same approaches. Shazam's the most forward player because he has a dash, but can't dash away from that one. Great shot. And that's the opening kill. You know, Sentinels know that they've been sticking players there on the defaults and on the anti-eco, that it's Shazam. He's the dash. He can be safer than his teammates. And Vikings knew it too. And they actually found the kill this time around. So with that and with the Blade Storm, this gets scary.
Definitely a nice little variation of fighting the A orb. We talked about Sentinels on the attacker side before, defender side, sorry, before. It was Zombs ulting with the Viper's Pit and then Shazam picking up the orb. This time, it's FRZ moving forward with GTN with the rifle so that potentially if GTN dies, you could trade, pick up the orb, and then you'll still be on your Blade Storm. So I like that. He landed that kill into Shazam, picked up the orb, and now it's winnable.
And Ten's managing to snipe one in middle though, so that's going to even up the numbers. And it's triggering a rotation here as well towards this B side of the map. Throwing in some last bits of utility there, Dapper onto A, maybe to keep the rotation at bay from the defenders of Vikings. But we'll see that I'm sure that they will hear the Lear there. They do have Sudicast in position. He's going to play into the smoke here. This is a risky maneuver, but will it pay off? No, it doesn't. Tens will take him down. And the spike will go down onto the B sites. GTN, there it is. There's the dance you were talking about.
I guess.
That showstopper is available still as well. This is scary stuff here for Vikings trying to press forwards through the toxic screen. There's the first battle. 6 going to win it. Huge. Zombs with the lineups ready to go. Sassy, oh no! Is running out of bullets. And it's going to be Sentinels that get the better of that one. 12-5 as they are yet to drop around in this half.
Easy shots miss.
I like the idea at least of playing inside the smoke. It's definitely a risky, way more risky. I think he had a sheriff right now inside that smoke at the same time too, Dan. So if he did have a classic or a frenzy, maybe doable, but also when you have to face off against Tens inside that smoke, with the way that he's playing and the way that he warms up, it's going to be very difficult to try to win that upper hand. And aside from that, yeah, a little bit awkward in the end, but you're happy that you still have a sidearm versus Sassi, who had nothing left after losing all those shots. So now it's map point potentially here for, or should I say the first map potentially in the bag for Sentinels as they're leading by 7. And with Vikings looking still for some sort of solution, is looking to be an early kill actually towards this mid side. Dan off camera, a peek down towards mid, and that surprise to the Zombs.
Yeah, Sadiki, super brave, going down all the way down mid there to find that one. An unusual move. I don't think that move has yet come in, which is why it likely took Sentinels off guard. And Sentinels now, they're just going to collapse on this A side. They're going to contact through.
He still has a contract with Sentinels. Never know.
Information there with the reveal. So that's 2 players that they spotted. That tells them enough, I think.
Sentinels buy karte hain ye.
Yeah. Kill on the dash. Tens goes down. That's one of the entries just gone. Oh dear. So looking a bit scary now for Sentinels. 3v5.
Sinatra ko teko pata hai? Sinatra got salary
to commit to this. They Sinatra is one of the highest. So
Sinatra is one of the highest paid Valorant
FRZ is here waiting in 410. Great repositioning. Such a great round so far from FRZ. Will finally go down, but done a great deal of damage.
Nitro.
Shazam switching out for the Vandal, seeing what he can get done here. 15 seconds to go. Revealed, and it's very difficult, isn't it? Fantastic shot again. $25,000. He can actually get a spike plant here. He's on for the clutch. He's going to hit him close in the distance. He comes out before he gets the spike planted, and the paranoia comes through. Sadiki with the finishing shot onto Shazam, and it's it's the first round for Vikings in this half. They need to get a lot more.
Oh yeah, but definitely a valiant attempt there for Shazam. At that point for Sentinels, losing a player like Zom so early, I'm okay if you lose Tens or Shazam at that point, but when you lose a Viper that could pull up these walls, that could try to force the rotations, that could play mind games with your opponents, with having that agent down, Vikings playing that numbers advantage, they never rotated. They played the right numbers. They didn't over-rotate at the same time too. They already had a 3-player stack towards that A side, and the same utility that you see from Killjoy on this minimap was placed on the same way for Sadak. So they played that perfectly on their end, played that patiently too. But it could have turned it over for how Shazam has been on fire
for me,
with the nice to start things off and potentially with that clutch. But Vikings, they stay alive. They're trying to hold back this B side as they're fighting for this orb, and Shazam getting the opener. And he's going to say,
Shot,
look, I didn't
first
clutch
of all.
before, but I'm
Second
definitely
of
going to
all.
help my team win this map. They
First
also
पे मैं
picked up the
रखेगा
Harvest Fury, and this is going to be tough now for Vikings.
straight up
Great
aim.
kill there from
अगर
Sadiki. He's
aim
got the
की बात
lockdown too,
करोगे
so could cause a lot of problems here.
NA
Hunter's
में
Fury
number
comes
1
through as well
Asu
from Sassy.
for sure.
Oh, gets 2 on the tag and is able to finish off both players as well. That's a great lineup.
है ना?
And now
Sinatra मेरे को भी याद है. मैं कब से
Sentinels.
जानता पता है Sinatra को? उस
Sick
पे आया
and
था.
Shazam.
Jimmy Fallon
Oh,
के
this
या
looking
Kimmel
very
Kim,
difficult.
Jimmy Kimmel के
Sadaki's just
या
holding
Jimmy
that
Fallon
defuse
के
for days right
show
now.
पे आया
I don't
था.
think there's any way they
तो
can
याद
stop
नहीं है
this.
कौन सा Jimmy था.
Indeed, they swing, it's desperate.
वहाँ से
Vikings
जानता मैं Sinatra.
pick up another round.
तब से
So
मैं
they're
बहुत
not
बड़ा
done
fan था बे
just
Overwatch.
yet. And you can see the change from Sentinels there.
और वो
Vansly.
टाइम
They
पे वो
decided
एक
to
तो
just really
पेड
mix
थी
it up.
और
Because
मेरे
they've
पास
been
इक्विपमेंट
defaulting
नहीं
so
था
much.
जिसका मैं खेल
You know,
सकता
and it was good for a pick
हमें
actually.
कोई कुछ
Shazam
पता
actually
नहीं था
managed
प्रो
to find a pick.
ऐसा प्रोफेशनल
And
टूर्नामेंट
they just collapsed onto the B site. So
पुरानी बात है
it
मैं
looked
10th में
really
9th में
good
था
initially until that happened.
हाँ मैं बोल रहा टॉप 5 मेरे
Very
अगर
difficult
एम
too
की
when you
बात करो
definitely
तो
have
नंबर
to
1
try to
100
dodge
Asuna
a Hunter's Fury from
second
one of the
Tens.
best Hunter's Furier, if I could put it that way, from Sussy
Third.
in the game. So getting a double onto that one definitely gave that
Third
confidence
tie
for Vikings to just stick that spike at the same time too. But that means more
Third
ultimates
tie
available
between
into this round. Aggressive
Sabruza
push coming in from Sadak again, but it
and,
gets immediately traded out. They still have a
ये
res, so they could get the res
ये
with the
वापस वही
Shazam.
play
He could
किया.
still bring out the Blade Storm.
जिमी
And they're
फैलन
going to
पे आया
still
था, वो
be
देखा
at a
था.
one-player advantage
जिमी
for
फैलन का
Sentinels.
फैन हूँ मैं उसके शो का.
This could be a great response from Sassy though, going aggressive in A main.
हाँ
You've got these deep
क्या है
positions.
सबरोजा और
Oh, just caught before the satchel can be
On
utilized
the
there.
bear.
FRZ going to whip that one, but
Third.
the cast is good for
Sinatra.
it. The aggression from multiple sides
Sinatra और
from
Sabroza की
Vikings
tie,
catches
third.
Sentinels off balance. But it is not
Actually
done just
नहीं है
yet. A
tie.
minute to go,
Sabroza has
and we win
better
this
aim than
2v2. We've got the
Sabroza
play being
third.
made by Dapper onto the B site. And Sick is able to
Oh,
get a
Sinatra
lot
fourth.
This is
of
so good.
information in this position.
Fifth I don't know who to put.
Yeah, he's going to hear the
When
footsteps. He can
इसके
fade it
ये
out. He's
चार
going
के
to
बाद
let
बाकी सब
Dapper
scene
know
है
at the
फिर.
same time. And if Dapper fails, well, you have a Hunter's Fury
Right.
available. There's 6 in a great spot.
यू भी ले लो तो
timing is
मेरा
perfect
फर्स्ट
for
फिर
Sick
भी
as well.
रहेगा आसुना. Second
That surely
screen.
seals the deal here. As
Second is
FRZ
tied
is
with
in
Scream
such a
and
bad
Tens.
spot. No help to work with. Very troublesome indeed.
Third tied with
Goes
Sabroza
where I
and
respect it.
Maxwell.
And that's going to be
G2
it.
Maxwell है
Sick
ना वो.
is going to close it down
CS
for
veteran.
Sentinels. Map 1 in the
बहुत
bag.
गंदा है न्यूज़
The
का.
Brazilians put up a hell of a fight though. That really looks very competitive. They were struggling on that second half, but it really felt like a super competitive game, and I'm really excited to see which way the series is going to go after that.
I do agree with you, Dan. Looking at how they played, their attacker side for Vikings looked very promising. A little bit flat-footed, though, on the defender side, too. Again, not having that utility to be able to play for those retakes of how Sentinels were playing before, but I like how they actually adapted to not having that type of utility. That push that they had towards that A main, not only for one player, but you expect 2 players from pushing into A main, while they're also crunching on the top of the boiler side. This is something new. This is something unorthodox. This is something that you don't see very often in North America, so it definitely potentially caught Sentinels off guard. But when, again, you look at the Sentinels, what they have on paper, they have so many players that have clutch potential, and so many players that just off the back of one single player, either it's Sick, Tens, Dapper, or Zoms, they could still get the multi-kills and bring the round back in their favor. And that's what happened, and we do have the first map now in favor of Sentinels.
Yeah, definitely a great game to start things off with between these two teams. And I love the point that you brought up there about what they did when they were down to 4 players, Vikings.
Phoenix
it's so cool to see the communication and the teamwork to make a situation like that happen. Just it's got to be a call. You've got to be able to play outside of a structure. You have to be able to adapt to the situation. And for them to show that they are thinking like that, I think bodes very well for their chances to maybe make this a 3-mapper. Again, Sentinels are the team to beat right now in this tournament, but Vikings are looking good.
The only thing right now is that Icebox was the map here picked by Vikings, if not mistaken, because we're going into the second map, which is going to be Haven. And Haven, if I'm not mistaken as well, Vikings have brought in an Astra a little bit more into their composition in their region. It works pretty well, but it works well in their region. How is this going to fare against Sentinels right now, who have been dominant so far on Haven in North America and also now on the world stage? So that is going to be my biggest question mark here for Vikings. They got the one map out of the way, maybe not in their favor, but I think they still have a very tough task ahead in the second map on Haven.
They definitely do, and it's time for them to go and regroup. You know, we're going to be headed for a quick break, but when we come back, the analysts will be with you, breaking down that Sentinels.
Second
win. Don't go
A1.
anywhere.
और वो सोवा खेलेगा शज़ाम और से फीनिक्स
This is Tyler. Tyler, with Grammarly's help, is writing an email to his boss, Anita.
But I do think Europe is a bit better. Like, I think obviously the Sentinels have like amazing players individually, but I feel like what they do is very predictable compared to Europe, and I think that's gonna be the biggest difference between these two regions.
बहुत ego है कल बहुत गंदा मारे थे
Said this is the meta the Liquid were born in.
I feel like what they do is very predictable.
Sentinels will find that one. They seem impenetrable at this point.
There it is. Dapper's gonna lock it in. Sentinels have bested. Wow.
Fnatic फिर भी अच्छा है कल टीम लिक्विड तो भाई it was a disaster.
A very, very close series. This could have
मेरे जैसे खेल रहे थे
either way. This was so damn close.
I feel like what they do is very predictable.
Don't you think NA predictable meta is hard to counter if they're essentially good at shooting and aiming?
Today they totally changed their comp. Like we prepare for another comp and they just played another comp, so kind of got surprised as well.
No, it's cancelling 700 penne boss.
But we will see at the end of this event who's the best.
Subscribe, hit the bell, like, follow, comment. Yeah.
Bichara scream.
Change the way a little bit. The way they played. Fans went a little bit forward, went over the pipes a lot of times. Shazam was holding a wide angle towards a lobby, and because they play agents that they cannot be punished in case they miss. Like an example, Jet can dash away, Tans can kill the first guy and then just dismiss. They weren't able to get traded, and I think that was a great showcase of how teams can just use their compositions and their strengths, the utility, to shape the pace of the round. And I think just Sentinels had a stronger meta composition that was just better in this case.
Yeah, and Paper Thin, I think it's safe to say, Vikings fought back, but it was clear that, as Lothar had noted eloquently there, the compositions, that was the struggle here. They didn't have the utility that would be necessary to be able to come out on top of this game. And it can come with maybe a little bit of unfamiliarity with some of the agents and also just a comfort level, right, on that stage.
Yeah, I think to me, I mean, obviously, I think there is a micro difference with the Sentinels that they're just very talented players mechanically, but also they know how and when to utilize their utility. So when they would go for B-side hits, it's part of this composition like Lothar is talking about here, right? They have the Sage Walls, they have the Viper Toxic Screens, they can cut off B. So the pistol round for them on the attacker side is a pretty easy win because they're able to just lock that side down with all their utility. And anytime they had the Vipers pit up, it's a B hit, and outside of GTN just popping people through the Vipers pit randomly, they pretty much would lock those down for free. So just a really nice job by Sentinels. I got to give Vikings a little bit of credit. They were doing a good job dealing with Shazam over on the A side when they were on attacker's side. Vasily, I think, pointed that out very nicely. But other than that, it was just a very well played, well thought out game.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. And I also want to hop on to giving Vikings a little bit of credit because you could see that they had the layers right in their game plan. Even in the last round of this game, you saw as soon as Shazam went down, they knew the res was coming. The A push happened. You saw the Jet getting an opportunity. The timings, man, they were just slightly off by minute seconds, right? You saw GT Zen on the raise, busting out the rocket, trying to get an opportunity for himself. But again, the timings just weren't on their side this time around. I'm hoping for a different story on Haven, though, coming up on map 2 here.
Yeah, I'm sure we all are as well. But one player that isn't hoping for a different story and is ensuring that that book is written properly, it's Tens, and he's actually going to be coming through in round 2 with our Verizon high-speed moment here, and he does so with one of my favorite weapons, the Marshall. It was a really clinical showing from him. He did manage to identify a player over by yellow, hits one, that's a whammy, gets another one. So many whammies, it's like I'm Champ Kind, and I'm just going to keep saying whammy. Look at this, whammy. He's going to maybe look for another one. Around the corner, whammy. There it is, nailed it. No, whammy. I mean, really, it just writes itself. The man is a human highlight reel. He's a human highlight reel, that's right. Give me the premium gas, baby. Give me the premium gas. I think on that moment, we're just going to go ahead and send it back over to our casters. Let's see if Vikings can turn this thing around. And on the prompter, it says Dan Silly, so I guess it's a thing. Take it away.
Webby! GB. all right. Dan Silly. What is going to happen right now? What's going to happen? Are we going to go to a third map? Please. Give me the win conditions here for Vikings. I really want to see it. I want to see more from the Brazilians. They look good. They struggled on the attack there, but otherwise they looked pretty good.
Definitely. I think the attacker side, they have to continue what they were doing on Icebox and carry it over here on the map of Haven. And when you're playing against a team like Sentinels for me, for example, though, Dan, you see Zoms, I think he's grown into such a phenomenal player when Astra came in to the lineup. So Zoms, we always talked about him as like, yeah, maybe he's not able to frag as much, but the utility that he has as Omen, how he could shut down positions with the paranoia and the smoke has always been huge in terms of deniability for Sentinels. Now as Astra, when you have 5 stars, 2 Nebulas, Cosmic Divides, the Gravity Wells, and even the Nova Pulses, there's a lot of deniability where he could anchor on his own. And if you're playing a team as Sentinels and the way that you could play very aggressively, find ways to get through those Gravity Wells, find ways to punish that as well from Zoms, because after that, final bosses is that you're going to have to play against the clutch players of Dapper, the entry fraggers of Sick and Shazam. So I think Zoms is probably the agent to exploit, not the player, but getting rid of Astra out of the lineup early is definitely going to help Vikings win these post-plant situations on the attack.
Yeah, and here we are with the Prime Gaming Agent Select, and we will be having indeed the Vikings on the attack to begin with, and I'm quite curious to see exactly how they'll approach this. They're definitely a team that likes to go towards some of those heavier burst kind of style of play, and so that's always a lot of fun. So I think we're going to see a lot of action towards C with the typical kind of A lobby kind of approach, with the Cypher, but ultimately I think we're going to see a lot of C from them, and this is something that we saw yesterday as well against Sentinels from Fnatic. And Sentinels actually managed that super well. So that's not a good premonition for Vikings and likely the playstyle that we're going to see from them. But let's see if they have something else prepared here as we get into map 2. Vikings versus Sentinels. And Vikings, they have looked pretty damn good. And I think they have what it takes here to take us to a third map. I can't wait to see what they have here on this attack.
I'm definitely hoping for that one, Dan, for sure. And them taking the attack to start things off here, and you see the standard double stars from the defenders of Zoms at the entrance of that A site in the choke. Even the recon dart to find information. It's clear, early rotate right now, and it's looking to be fairly quick inside the garage, and they're adapting already. Look at that, FRC's already up B.
And Sick able to take down one with such a deep position. Sick is causing a lot of problems here towards spawn. He's just holding his position at this point. He's done so much good work. Nice one from Sudicast to try to make things a little bit easier, but it's still very, very difficult. Sudicast, the frenzy, not the best at that range, but making it work for now. However, Sick and Tens will finish things off. Fantastic round from Sick. I think he got 3 out of it. And Sentinels start off with a bang.
I'm actually liking this. This is a good taste of what we could expect throughout the rest of this map here, Dan, because Icebox, it was a lot of timing we talked about, and we gave credit to Vikings how they're playing more defaulty, slow, trying to force to rotate out here from Sentinels. But in this map, just off this piss around, I could expect, just because of how many angles you have into the C site, how you could get control of Garage and maybe try to split into B, the split into the A site. There could be some very heavy splits going on the aggression from Vikings, but as I say that, it's Sentinels that's bringing that aggression instead.
Yeah, that's a little bit scary. They're really feeling it at the moment, just going for those aggressions, as you say, on the anti-eco, not afraid of anything. Leaving Vikings reeling after that one. They've only got 3 players left, 2 of which
low HP. Yep.
And Shazam with a forward position here too on A lobby. So
this is too powerful.
Working here for Vikings. They've got the Sheriff in the hands of Sassy.
6P is still 100.
But also the weakest player on the teams.
Yeah, everything's on lockdown. Because now Zoms could actually body peek, he could use the ability. There you go, there's a gravity well. They're pushing towards the A side. They have a trap wire towards Garage. It just got broken. They have all the information in well for Sentinels now.
Yeah, Sick is just holding a really safe position. 1 by 1. And Sick will take down Assassi as well. This is a really bad prospect as well, because Sick already has the run it back available. Because of all of the kills he's had in the, he's got 6 kills. So he's got more than enough kills to get that run it back online. And Prime Gaming flawless at a lot of those.
Tens to chalo khelta hai har match mein same.
And this is where it gets scary, Dan, because yesterday when Sentinels played against Fnatic, we saw a lot of clutch plays. We saw some very close plays, and it came down to the wire from Sentinels to be able to win this map. I think it was 13-11. And somebody that was quiet in that series was Sick, where we know the combination of him and Tens together could be very strong. Cast him in North America, the combination of the curveball with the op coming out from Tens at the same time could be detrimental for any team that faces against them. But now that he's online already with a run it back in round 3, oof, I'm scared.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for sure. It is very scary. So much momentum here for Sick, a player that they would likely also be just farming the ultimate orbs onto anyway.
Yep.
In these defaults. Vikings looking for the best way to attack here, knowing that they're going to be against a heavy bonus. Rotation through to A. Spotted by Shazam.
And that's even deniability. The recon's good enough to get information.
Yep. To slow things down, you can see that this is forced a rotation on the minimap. And we're actually getting Vikings pulling out, but they might reset back in. The thing is they don't have much time here to mess around at this point.
Exactly.
30 seconds left.
And Sentinels, 4 players towards C, so they're somewhat convinced that this will be a C play. Dapper with the cam. He's going to spot it. Here comes the play. Dapper's going to go straight in front of it. He's going to just force them to fight in this choke point. It's not a good look. There is not much time on the clock here to get the spike planted. In fact, they might go for a 4-man save.
Yeah.
In fact, that's exactly what's happening. Oh my. It would actually be awesome if Sudicast could get some frags.
He does.
Sadiki instead will be the one to get the frag. Don't give up any kills. Oh, okay, there we go.
Yeah, you're right. It's a bonus round, right, for Sentinels, Dan. So I get it. It's like, oh, it's so close. Just don't die at this point. You sacrifice enough. And even then, even if you don't sacrifice kills, don't get damaged by the long-range chip damage that you could get from the Spectres. Because now, if you're going to force to buy armor, just like we see right now from FRZ, then you're going to be low on money no matter what into the next round, right? Because you're forcing the full buy. That said, though, for Sentinels, you could see how annoying it could be playing against an Astra. You're trying to run a last-second play into the C site. They didn't even need to come into contact at first. A camera to spot things up, a second camera to come back up here from Dapper, and then you have the gravity well, and nobody's able to come in for a plant. This time, though, just trying to play aggressive into the B site. We're trying to get an early plant for Vikings.
Nice.
Sick there with the curveballs, just like so much good defensive utility coming through, and Tens there with the push from the back as well. Sick is closing distance with these attackers, and he's doing so much damage. They're pinned in the corner. There's nowhere to go. Just Sudicast left now, coming from spawn 1v3. Spike down in no man's land. Almost spam down completely. And they know exactly where Sudicast is. And there we go. Shazam will take him down. And going faster didn't work here for Vikings. I liked the idea.
Nothing will, I don't think.
Barreling into the B site, but Sentinels are quite ready for that. You know, it's just the point you were making with the utility from Astra and so on.
That I think
it's very good
challenge
at helping with these very fast plays.
Even come close to challenging Sentinels.
Oh my god, that's beautiful. I'd love to see that.
Geometry from Shazam and coming in here with the shock darts for double damage too on top of that, and he comes out a window for the kill. But I gotta say, it brings me back, Dan, to the days where Sentinel Shazam came in from an interview. It's like, hey, if North American teams want to play aggressive against us, we could do the same thing. And they're doing exactly the same type of play style that Vikings or any Brazilian team would do currently, is just bring the fight to them. And even on the Fender side, pushing aggressively for map control is definitely a detriment right now for Vikings, because now they're forced to play default, they're forced to play slow, they're forced to play spread off across the map, where even a 2 versus 1 push, it's an even trade, and it's still a victory for Sentinels because you want to take those on your side on defenders.
Down a player already. Soniki sits on the bench watching over his team as they try to take some garage control, and a reload was heard. 6 reload. There's the curveball though. That's going to confirm some information. Shazam's walked out mid as well. I don't know that they would expect that. Ooh, 6 gonna get challenged. Trying to escape, actually. I think he was not exactly sure where he was going, but Shazam is going to be able to get a huge timing on this flank. Dapper, the master of delay, in the site. Shazam is going to isolate the garage players. And now Dapper spotted the remaining 2 in C long, and it doesn't seem like they can really combine their forces whatsoever. Everybody's picked apart in this round for Vikings. They just can't quite seem to find their footing, Vansili. Like, they can't play their game.
Yeah, the only thing that worked pretty much at the beginning of that round was kind of like a 6 versus 4, because when Sick got actually blinded and tried to fall back, I think he jumped into Zom's gravity well. So I kind of sucked him out of position for him to get picked off there by GTN, sorry. And yes, like you said here, Dan, nothing seems to be working because they're losing a lot of map control on mid side. Yes, they're gaining garage, but they're losing then again from B side pushes down to under window. And they need a little bit more coming out of that, I think, from Sadak, where maybe he could start throwing those cameras up towards the grass side, towards the B entrance, just to try to prevent these pushes, or at least getting that information.
Okay, nice.
Oh my god, it's a huge Hunter's Fury from Shazam.
What a Hunter.
Oh, that's absolutely huge, taking down 2 players at the beginning of the rounds.
Okay, Shazam. I guess he's a Sova name now.
It's hard to watch.
Desperation right now here, Dan. You got a question mark right now, right? Or question marks are above your head, just trying to figure out what answer can we actually bring here against Sentinels. Now, not only do they have to think about like map control and all that too, but also now utility ultimates that are available for Sentinels that they had to be wary of on these aggressive pushes.
Yeah, it's kind of like we talked about before with regards to how Fnatic, sort of struggled to make their attacking side work. It was the C splits that worked out for Fnatic, but we're going to back into that in a moment as we have Sentinels here defending the B side and able to get so many kills through smokes here as well. Such a good read of the situation from Sentinels. Sadiki left in a terrible spot.
I guess not total luck, but yeah, somewhat.
Ooh, Dapper, the master of the jiggle. And GTN will go down for the Prime Gaming Flawless. And yeah, it seems like... So it's a similar issues as to what Fnatic had with Sentinels, whereby they couldn't really win a lobby against Shazam and or Tens.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, like, we had such good retakes from the C site if the C splits actually won the C site. But even then, sometimes just winning Garage Control was very difficult. And the retakes that Sentinels had into the B site when the attackers were going for the B site option was also very good. So it doesn't really seem like there is a clear weakness. It seems to be more the case that you have to have very good tactics and coordination around some of these positions, Garage, A lobby, to be able to just legit win those spots from the likes of Tens and Shazam and Sick and so on. You have to have that in your playbook.
Agreed. And even when you're looking at this now, GTN going for potentially another Hero Blood, but definitely a lot weaker. And I feel like if it's not this round, potentially the next round, Vikings has a lot of chances to get the first point on the board, simply due to the fact of the amount of ultimates they currently have. This is why I'm debating if this timeout is going to be a debate to see, hey, should we actually go for some sort of a buy? How can we use our ultimates right now and capitalize on currently where Sentinels are currently being placed? Because Zoms doesn't have a Cosmic Divide for a retake. Tens also is one away from Bladestorm. This is like a small window of opportunity for them to maybe capitalize on their own ultimates, get that first point on the board, and if they do have some sort of force buy coming in, then they add 3,000 credits into their victory to even add more into the bank later on. But it seems as though it's just going to be, okay, we have a Chef. Yeah, they're going for the force buy, so let's see what happens.
We will see, indeed. It is interesting, too, because in terms of like how good Sentinels are and how well-rounded they are, I do feel like Vikings did show one successful round previously. We'll get back into that in a moment, as we'll see what the opener looks like for them with this half
control
there.
Probably. They want to fight for A control and potentially just ult everything into the A site.
Yeah, so many ultimates indeed. Sentinels can play retake very effectively. Soms and Thames both won away from their ultimates respectively. Vikings trying to also, I like that they're playing this slower, making sure that, were Sentinels to try to run a play for information in the early to mid round, that they would be able to catch it, Vikings. Pressuring Garage here, so might start to convince Sentinels that this is going to start to feel like a C play once the Garage pressure comes through. And that's a pick on an A long, so maybe scratch that entirely because they will go off of the back of that one. Tens, though, is holding the site still. So this is a problem. And a Neural Theft comes through to gain more information. And the spike's down, and they have the site Sentinels. They are still sitting on this one. And it doesn't look like they're able to stop Tens. He's going to own absolutely everybody that tries to walk into this site. Oof, unfortunate there. Just Sudicast left, and there's no time for this one.
Yeah, only with the Sheriff and armor, I mean, you want to try to go for it, you've invested enough. Bringing that on to the next round is not going to do much. And I'm actually quite surprised here, Dan, because that was a perfect entry and a first blood actually to take Shazam down. They threw the Neural Theft to get information, and that's FRZ getting into the site without popping the run it back. And I guess it was the off angle there from Tens. You're probably going to try to throw it from the pop the run it back from the corner of the sewers. But unfortunately, just Tens gets the upper hand, just spoils every single plan that Vikings had off that first blood kill. So very well done here for Sentinels to maintain their composure. They're up 7-0.
Yeah, and this time we're going to see Tens actually working along also with Shazam. Oh, the flash comes through, caught out in the open.
Huge.
Great conversion there from Vikings, looking to send some of that action straight through to Long. Don't have to commit to anything here. They have a lot of time. You can see Shazam, he wants to know, are they doubling back off of this or are they grouping up around this? And they will try to hide from the drone, and beautifully done. Only showing GTN there taking down the drone. And just look at the mini-map. Look what this is doing to Sentinels.
Yeah, I mean, they're still guessing so far. They're starting to jiggle peek to try to get a bit of information at the same time, too, because they are one player behind. And this forces the hand of Dapper trying to push forward, and they're trying to push down towards long, too, and it works out. 6 gets the headshot, and it's tied up 4-4.
And there comes the drone here from Viking. Sentinels will be able to slow things down. Sick is doing a great job at slowing things down. He kept hold of a curveball as well to have that additional delay possible. Vikings looking to force the action. Sitting in the cage now, Sick. Waiting for his next chance. There goes the flash. Forward delay. Still holding on to position. Holding on to time. Sentinels have that rotation in. It's going to be a hell of a fight here for Vikings. They're going to pop it through the showstopper. GTN is going to get traded out, though. And Sadiki and Sudicast doing a great job in converting all of these frags. The spike will be planted. Dapper in a 1 versus 3 as he makes his way through spawn. It is a hell of a job to find an opening here. It would have something has to be given. Gets tagged, and that's the frag. Great stuff there. What a round from Vikings.
That was so close. See, if only he knew the information of where the third player was there for Dapper, right? But definitely a great round for Vikings. Getting that first blood, killing Noise, and trying to figure things out more slowly. Yes, they got caught off guard from the curveball that came out from Sick. But even despite that, they kept their cool. They kept lurking up towards the A side, and opening with that showstopper allowed for Vikings to get into the site. So that was very much needed. We have, ironically enough, the Brazil scoreline now, 7-1 for Sentinels, but that was a round that they won with confidence here for the Vikings, and they could definitely run off this. Maybe not. Tens denies it right away with 2 op kills onto FRZ and Sase.
That's the problem for sure, and you just don't want to see that. Tens doing such a good job holding onto that position. He is so dangerous. He wants those peaks, and Sudicast actually able to jump over the trip here into the C site. Now, it feels like everything really leans on what he's able to accomplish from this. Dapper's going to just tag him with the camera. At least Sudicast is able to kill the cam, but Dapper knows what's going on here, and he's going to try to hold on to the backside position. With the Odin, it's not going to work out. And with that, there is a chance here. Sick's going to go through. The Cosmic Divide's in. Sick over the top of Lock. Able to take down GTN. And that's now the Spike carrier killed. Sick is doing all kinds of shenanigans here on the site. And with that, this is a lot of Cosmic Divide.
Yep.
With that, the spike is it's going to be tough to get this planted. It's a 1v3 for Sadiki.
I'm surprised that they gave this up because I guess they didn't see that the spike was actually down. So everybody falls back to like default spots, but they could still play a retake on a 3v1. This is going to be still very difficult for Sadak to win.
Yeah, I think Sentinels must have assumed that he picked up the spike already.
Yeah.
But there we go. Zoms at the back of the site is going to just create an impossible situation for Sadiki. Well played by Sentinels once again. And they'll convert the rounds. One of the points I was going to make earlier is that, you know, this is a huge issue. You know, Tens having free reign here, doing a great job hitting those shots. And you want to see them find a way to deal with Tens to take a lobby control, because when they were able to do that, they were able to play, Vikings were able to play with the Sentinels rotations. They just did it a little bit too slowly. In one of those rounds, they got beaten out because they didn't have enough time. But I felt like they were really onto something.
I agree. I feel that they have a good composition to do that as well, although we'll talk about it later because we're looking for a split from Vikings inside the C site then.
Yeah, certainly, and Sassy is able to open up with the Hunter's Fury, so starts off pretty well here. Six still has that running back ready for the retake, and there we go. Running back comes through. Sadaki's just going to walk straight into him, then he gets taken down by the pace. Okay. Tens has the blades out. FRZ with the lineup coming through from window, doing the damage. And now Shazam, he's got nobody left to support him. He's alone in this retake. 4 players to find. They know precisely where he is. Swing comes through. Sudicast does not care. Just takes him out. 1v1. And Vikings convert the round.
So it's one of those examples, just like on Icebox, where there's just so much utility going on here for both of these teams that it just becomes so messy. They're trying to take the play, take the site, or even retake here for either of these teams. Thankfully, Vikings take the upper hand. But just to get back, as we have time here, Dan, I feel that the composition for Vikings, they do have a good comp to try to push back TenZ on such aggressive peaks here on the A side. They got JTN with the Boombot or Paint Shells. They could curveball outside of A long. They could shock dart or recon dart towards long A as well to push him back. And then that will force Sentinels to surrender the A site. The thing is, if they use that much, then they don't have too much to take the site over, and TenZ continues to go to work.
Yeah, he does 2 kills on the board already before they've even gone to the site. And it just doesn't stop here. Sentinels, another prime game flawless for them. It's been so many in this half.
Literal majak. It's not
Again,
even
it
funny.
just seems so difficult for Vikings to win the information battle. And on some of the individual plays, TenZ has free reign. How many times are we seeing TenZ get the fights that he wants?
Yeah. Very, very often right now in these battles towards long end, and at the same time, it's, again, a lack of utility, unfortunately, that for these battles for control towards A side. Yes, they're able to avoid the recon dart that gets thrown into the choke point, but outside of that, where's their curveball to come out to continue to take control of A long, or the Owl drone to continue to push them back? And Shazam, you just saw in that replay, he puts his hands up, he's like, what's going on here? It's a little bit too easy for me right now to hold up the A side. So it feels like a reverse of how they were playing Icebox, where I'm like, okay, well, they don't have that much utility to try to push Shazam back, and they played that perfectly for Vikings. Now it's lackluster for their attack, unfortunately, here against Sentinels on this map of Haven. Double up, by the way, Dan.
And why not? It's definitely going to be a surprise. Because it frees up TenZ to roam here. He's on that top of the C site with his operator. Vikings in a desperately bad position overall so far in this half. Looking to contact through to the B site. Might actually be great here. Retaking with the operators might be difficult. Flash comes through, Dapper. Looking to go for the challenges here. Has that Astra Smoke to work from Neural Theft out as well to get the extra information in. They've been gifted. The spike is on the site there for Sentinels just to sit on top of. It's under their control, locked away by the Astra Smoke, locked away by the entire team at this point. Oh man, this is not a good look here for Vikings. They are well and truly on the struggle bus. Oh no, no, don't do it to him, Dapper, no! The humanity, Dapper denied the knife, thank goodness.
Dapper bringing a North American flair onto the global stage here, Dan, just showing how when they're comfortable, or when they're just falling behind, or when they don't care, that's the type of Sentinels that you can see sometimes, and it shows a little bit, like, at the same time as it's fun in games, it also shows and it adds a little bit more onto Vikings. It's like, oh crap, these guys are like on fire, and they're super confident. What can we do right now to try to regain control of this map? And so far, like I said, I feel it's a lack of utility that's currently being used by Vikings, but toe-to-toe, when they're able to avoid the operator of TenZ and try to fight a little bit more out of like bring this 1v1 fights, they've had good flanks actually at the same time too, from Garage side when they're splitting up to C. So there are some weaknesses into how Sentinels were setting up. I just find that they weren't able to get that information to capitalize on these type of weaknesses that could have been exploited.
Yeah, definitely. It does feel like Sentinels are just chilling right now. They're not having to really do anything special. They're really in their comfort zone, as you mentioned. The fact that they're able to bring out the double operator is just goes to show that, you know, that they're feeling super comfortable. It's also a gear they didn't really have to go to as well. They made it work otherwise. But into the second half, we've got a pistol upon us. Vikings on the defense. Sentinel's not with any quick maneuvers though. It's a lurk on A long from Dapper, looking to just contact in. He's just going to see what he can get, it looks like at this point. Spots one. Oh, he's actually forced out the paint shells. That's a big win.
And Boombot. The thing is right now, Dan, though, is this is something that Dapper does a lot, right? Put the camera up, work that A-side choke, something that Fnatic didn't take advantage of too. But look at Vikings. They never really rotated players out after using the initial utility from Raze. They still have great utility and positioning for any type of push happening towards this C side that seems to be happening.
Yeah, now Sentinels have that garage control, working towards the C splits, and there's actually a good amount of players here for Vikings, trying to hold on to the backside. TenZ, though, up high, able to look over all of these smokes with that Ghost doing damage. 3 players, 2 players now left here. It's looking grim for Vikings as they fight tooth and nail, but it's not looking all that good. GTN is the last of it here for Vikings. Frenzy out, TenZ from the side. And that's a wrap. 11-2. Vikings really struggling here against Sentinels.
चलो अभी मैं बंद कर रहा 2 मैच 2 ही राउंड I guess 2 राउंड है.
Yeah, when I look back of how that pistol played, it seems, I'm not sure if we saw that recon dart coming out earlier on towards the A side into choke, but trying to figure out how many bodies are currently working towards that A side. I think just a recon dart could have maybe avoided the pain shells and the boom bot that was forced out from GTN. And that was just off Dapper walking up into the A site. So lack of information one more time. Here's the recon dart that's going to come this time too. And on top of that, a tactical timeout for Sentinels. I'm liking this. I'm liking this also from the point of view of Vikings. Because if they ran out of timeouts currently playing into this map versus Sentinels, this gives them more time to figure out how they want to play this. And you could see right off the bat, right off the rip, they went for a Bulldog buy and a Stinger buy, as well as shields and shares. So they were ready to play for the victory so far, Dan. So allowing this extra minute, they could regain their composure and really try to figure out how they can actually punish Sentinels on their attacker side. But the only information that they got was barely nothing, unfortunately, based off that pistol.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough world for Vikings to be living in at the moment. I think one of the difficult aspects to it as well is that, you know, Sentinels is such a strong team individually that you also have to be able to compete there first before we can talk about the tactical and strategical game. And you know, I'm hoping for Vikings that they're going to have an easier time of it here on this defense, because, you know, there's less, like, they don't have to worry about working the map as much. It's you don't have to worry about defaulting as much, trying to play the rotation game. It's more about reacting and then using the information you get from how Sentinels are playing their attack to understand the kinds of responses that you need to make. It's definitely a little bit more simplistic.
Definitely. I find that with the plays or the agent composition here, like Sentinels currently has, like somebody like Sick as this Phoenix is going to take a lot of this mid control at the same time too, and where FRZ is looking to contest it, at the beginning, but he couldn't capitalize on a kill. So far so good to try to bring that aggression out for Vikings and gain that information, forcing out the Owl drone at the same time for Shazam. But here comes an open B site, at least for Sick to force out a rotation, and Sadak's on his own.
Nice work with the Stinger too. Repping the Stinger, love to see it. But yeah, as you mentioned, Sick in that position is definitely a problem in B. He hits a good timing on the lurk. He might catch FRZ. The timing could be brutal, but actually, FRZ gets a few free shots, unable to connect them. Sick in B, causing problems. Still will try to get out of that spot to help his teammates on the site. Dapper's incredibly low. And Shazam is on the side here with the Bulldog. He is really, I mean, I feel like that he is the Bulldog player, Shazam. See what he can get with it on the ADS. It's just down to him now, and he's gonna clutch it. Beautiful. Shazam with the Bulldog. That is a wonderful combination, and that's gonna be game point.
Yeah, even if the banner didn't come out, that was definitely a Red Bull clutch, because it looked pretty good for Vikings to gain the momentum back towards that pulse plant, because you mentioned it, Dan, a great position that was going to be a nuisance right now for Vikings of where Sick was currently placed inside that C link. So for them to swing out to get those kills, to make it a 2 versus 2, and potentially even there a 2 versus 1, you're happy here that Shazam is definitely on point with that Bulldog to be able to win that in the end for Sentinels. Even though it's a 12-2 scoreline, even if it was at 11-3, you don't want Vikings, you don't want them to gain that momentum anywhere in the second half, and you just want to close out the series now. So map point, series point, a buy coming in for both teams, but definitely a lower buy now for the defenders of Vikings. Actually, it's pretty even.
Yeah, we're pretty far away from any ults as well, so
yeah,
that's not going to come into play to take sites or to retake sites. Sentinels just creating presence across the map, looking for any possible flanking actions from C-Long and making sure they have a good understanding if anyone's pushing garage, and at the same time taking control here, meeting GTN sick, winning that battle. And they're going to fall back. And this is so awful. Imagine being on the receiving end of this. You're afraid of the A hit, but at the same time, they could be anywhere. They reset.
FRZ has to come up huge right now, especially now that he's pinged in. This is going to be very difficult. I think he's going to have to play this passively and wait for his teammates to come back.
Good timing, though, found with the stinger from Soliki. That's going to even things up into a 4v4. Shazam, though, with that ADS on the Bulldog, is always good for it. FRZ still causing some issues there on the B sites. And here comes that flank. If there's distraction here for Sudicast to work off of, might be able to get 2 free ones. Knows where the second player is. Priest up there from Sudicast. Gets the dink onto Dapper. 20 health left. Finished off. Vikings. Great discipline on that one. Great patience. And they will be rewarded. They'll stay in this. But my God, looking at the journey ahead of them, it's a scary one.
But we taught that before, maybe not on a different half. There was some weaknesses here on Sentinels on how they were playing the defense, but this time you were able to exploit one when Sentinels were playing on the attack. So very nice here for Vikings to not be afraid of the lurk that Dapper always plays with the camera down towards that A choke. So for Sudicast to be able to come out and get that flank, even get it a dink onto the third player, phenomenal job for Sudicast at the same time too. It was a much needed round, a round that they won with only 2 players alive. So technically the buy should still be okay right now for Vikings, especially when Sentinels are going to be on an eco.
Uh-oh. Sudicast is going to go down for free. And I mean, he does 22 damage. Well, first one's down to 22 health. Sassy's going to be able to finish that one off.
Nice shot.
But this is definitely an issue here. Sentinel straight into the Hunter's Fury going forward as well. Tens with that Blaze Storm. Good for the entry. And there's just 2 players left here for Vikings. This pace from Sentinels has been devastating. Soliki is going to be able to get something here. FRZ with the run it back. Can there be a trade off of that? No. Tens with the jumping knives.
अबे disabled है क्या? Comment कर सकते हैं?
FRZ not in a position to do a lot here. Well, has to eliminate some positions. Actually gets it. Zom's just stuck in that position, very low on HP. And with that said, now, oh my God, there's a chance here. FRZ against Shazam. Now he knows exactly where he is. Shazam with the peaks. Can he find a shot here? There goes the hot hands. Oh, he pulls it forward. Great stuff there from FRZ. The clutch is going to be coming through shortly. There is just about enough time here for this defuse. Amazing stuff for the Red Bull clutch. FRZ keeping his team alive in this one. I did not expect them to be able to actually pull this one back.
That's when you're actually overextending, when you're that confident, it can come back and bite you. Not necessary for Tens to jump up and to go for the peak. Everything prior to that, in terms of Sentinels getting into the site, has been superb. The gravity well onto the frenzy kill that he got into sewers to punish Sudicast, going in with the Blade Storm combined with the Recon Dart and also the Hunter's Fury. But the Pulse Plant retake from FRZ, thankfully that they did a lot of damage onto Sentinels on that Pulse Plant, allows them to win that 3 versus 1. Just again, on an overextension from Tens on that 2 versus 1 that allows Vikings to stay alive.
FLC with nerves of steel, but Sentinel's going really fast into the C site right now. And once again, Tens on that high ground on the Radiant boxes. And it's looking a lot better here. Vikings still have the backside control. Zoms is going to try to push the issue. Goes down. And there's no presence here now for Sentinel's backside. They may have to give this one up, but I don't think they can afford to. The spike is down in a forward position. Sentinels are committed to this C site.
They just want to try to finish this right now, Dan, which is why they went so aggressively. But Sick does get the first kill. It's traded off, and on his 3-on-3, cornered is Sick, staying alive from the molly. And let's see if they can actually clutch it out.
Nice try with the molly.
Oh God, this is so awkward here for Vikings, but they make it work. Another round for the Brazilians as they fight to keep themselves alive in this one. I mean, you have to have nerves of steel for this.
I don't think. 7, maybe 7 तक पहुंचेंगे but not.
And on this stage,
तो निकाल ही
thankfully, at least the pressure is not that
फिर
far
तो बोल
up
देंगे
now
भाई बस
for
लाइव
Vikings because we're still in the upper bracket, right? So there's not that much pressure, but there's still the pressure to perform. Really wanted to perform well here for Vikings against Sentinels. This second map, getting 3 rounds in a row. You're building that confidence up, potentially for 4 in a row now, because you do have a smaller buy here for the attacker side, but you do have, once again, the Marshal of 10s. Gotta be careful for that one, as Sentinels are looking to push aggressively again, this time towards the A site.
Yeah, and they did this previously. You know, we had that FRZ clutch to save the day, but this previously worked quite well for Sentinels, but they're not quite as fast as before. They're not getting that opening kill that was offered up at the beginning of the round last time. Sudicast playing close around the Astra smoke. This feels quite scary indeed. 10s on that Marshal.
You are divided.
There goes the Cosmic Divide. And Sick is going to open things up, takes down Sudicast as he starts to barrel up. And there's the showstopper, able to dodge that one. 10s is still alive. The taps, the 2-bullet dance, as you called it, comes through here for Vikings, and they are holding onto the site. Magnificent stuff there. In fact, they survived with 3 players. A great result. Looks kind of scary for a moment, but they're still in this one.
And slowly but surely, the ultimate points are also building up here, Dan. Yes, the money comes back for Sentinels into this round off this half buy, but you're definitely happy right now for the defender side that you only lost 2 players, because now it gives you that confidence of, yes, we can finally go toe-to-toe here against Sentinels. Trying to peek out against us, like you said, Dan, be more reactionary. They reacted a lot towards that A side on Sentinels, trying to move in. They play the off angles, and they're able to win those fights. Continue in that fashion right now for Vikings. If Sentinels continues to overextend like this, we could definitely have a closer game. But now you have a run it back here from Sick, and he's been devastating in the past with that ultimate on this map.
Oh, what a start here coming from Vikings. The aggression from them right now. They're going just absolutely wild with this. Sick looking to answer back into Garage. Todiki with the Odin trying to spam it. Forwards. Sick with the entry though. He's got to run it back available now as well. On the side, causing problems. There goes the curveball straight through to try to punish these players towards spawn, as Sick keeps himself going on that warpath. And Sentinels get the spike down. This was looking really good for Vikings at one point.
I don't think उसको पता है.
Oh, Shazam gets a freebie.
Nice. Oh, that's a nice reveal.
He's going to be able to reposition as well. Just so many issues. Oh no. Very unfortunate for Vikings, but that's going to be a wrap in this series. Sentinels are going to clinch it. 13-6.
That's
not quite as competitive as the first map, Icebox, but still, overall, I think a good showing from Vikings. Sentinels are still the team to beat in this upper bracket.
Exactly.
Definitely. I gotta give my congratulations as well for sure, despite Vikings losing this series of. It's not over for them yet, right? And we saw, look how happy they are. And that's what I was going to talk about too. Sudicast, given the surf, everything's cool, dude. Don't worry about it. We'll be back tomorrow, you know? Don't worry about it, dude. But at the same time, Sassi, in his interview, he's just so jolly. He's so nice. Losing, winning, it doesn't matter. They're learning from this so far. And after learning how Sentinels play, such an aggressive play style on the defense, and bring that flavor back to Brazil, who they should have that aggressive play style coin of their region, I think they're coming back in full force tomorrow. Vikings definitely got a lot of experience from this game.
Yeah, I agree. I think it is so vitally important. I think you raised such a good point there with that. You know, again, they still have more games to play. They've learned a lot from this matchup, and they're probably going to feel like, hang on, there was a lot of opportunities that we actually had in this game to really push Sentinels to the limit here if we changed a few things here, or this clutch went another way. And we saw that on Icebox. If they just had, if they were able to be a little bit more balanced as they moved into the second half, it took them a little bit too long to kind of figure out the answers they needed. So, yeah, I think there's a lot of promise coming out of this in terms of a learning experience for Vikings. So, impressive stuff overall. I'm really excited to see what they have coming into the next matchup. Because I feel like any opponent they're going to run into will be easier than Sentinels at this point. Sentinels are really powering up.
And just on the other side here of the coin, Dan, is just what's next? How can you stop Sentinels at this point, right? They haven't been that tested on those two maps in versus Vikings. So now we're going to look at Sentinels when they're going to play against potentially who knows on the other side of the bracket in the winners finals and later on inside the bracket.
It's simple.
Sentinels have been so good at adapting and switching over to a playstyle that seems to be unstoppable. Because when you look at how Vikings played versus Sentinels, there was a lack of utility, a lack of abilities to try to force back tens. Tens and Shazam have been very good. But once you stop them, once you find the right combination to push those players back, how do you now play against Sentinels when they're falling back, when they play more conservatively, when they play more turtled inside that site? That is still a lot of question marks that remains to be unanswered. And for a team to only be able to figure that out once the match comes live, I'd be scared. I'd be scared.
Yeah, there's definitely.
मैं निकल रहा, अपना हो गया जीजी, इसको थोड़ा यहाँ पे करके जाते हैं सॉर्ट. चलो गुड नाइट, थैंक यू फॉर ज्वाइनिंग इन जो भी है, चलो बाय.